Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just
Finkle
the body
Production.
punches? I was hitting him with body punches and I heard him actually he was crying in there. You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time.
Absolutely,
But I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
ThaBoxingvoice Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is flagship Thursday. We are back with some previews. We got a bunch of fights to preview and so much news and notes to bring you. I mean, just a jam-packed show. A lot of things. You're definitely going to be excited for what we have to talk about today. Now, remember, if you want to participate in the conversation, the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. As you're jumping into the live stream right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, showing your appreciation for the hard work and consistency of the panel. So first on our 5-topic, well, it's really way more than 5 today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about it's going to be hot button Thursday today. We got AJ versus Wilder, no deal. We have, Eddie Hearn saying that if Wilder does not sign the contract, Dillian Whyte will be next. We got Pacquiao back in action versus Lucas Matthysse, and a possibility of this fight somehow being elevated to super champion and maybe Keith getting stripped, vacated, put in emeritus status. We shall see. We got Lennox Lewis and Vitali Klitschko exhibition. There was some noise going around about this, and I waited till the last moment to report, and rightfully so. Stick around for all the details about, yes, you heard it right, Lennox Lewis versus Vitali Klitschko 2. Then we got Tyson. No, not that one, but the other one. Tyson Fury has a new opponent, Francesco Pianeta. Pianeta. Might as well be called Piñata, because he's not on that level. But anyway, speaking of not on that level, Regis Prograis is supposed to try and show us that, because he's talking greasy. I mean, today alone, the man said he's looking forward to meeting Bud Crawford down the line. Anybody that's already hunting down the pound-for-pound alleged king is A-OK in my book. Speaking of A-OK, oh my God, I'm waving my Union Jack around Billy Joe Saunders. For all the shit the world has talked about him, he's actually not going to vacate his title. There was rumors, back and forth, headlines that Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade was mandated and ordered by the WBO. Now, don't forget, Billy Joe Saunders has bigger fish to fry with James DeGale, but we'll give you all those details. Now, there's so much more. I already went down like 7 topics, so let me get into all my hosts who are here anxiously waiting.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their court. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
BoxingVoice.com.
Yeah. We back, TBV. Got a couple of topics on here. There's a lot of stuff to talk about and a few fights to look forward to the weekend. This Lennox Lewis-Klitschko throwback, comeback kind of fight is kind of cool. I wonder if it's going to get kind of crazy in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of that old competitive spirit's going to pop out, and maybe an exhibition fight. You might see a couple of, serious combos. And, we got Lucas Matthysse with my man Pacquiao. And I know, Mike, you've been excited for this fight. So I can't wait to kick it with y'all, man, and talk about this stuff.
Well, let's jump out to Mike, man. Mike, what's going on?
I am super excited to see Pacquiao back in the ring this weekend. It is going to be one of the legends of the sport back in action. Don't shake your head, Ness, man. We want to see Pacquiao fight, man. Don't do that to Pacquiao. Also, we got some Charlo news. Are they going to fight in Houston this coming winter? It's going to be a sight to see. And also, the last thing that I want to talk about is the Wilder audio.
Let's go out to Ron. Talk to us.
Yo, what's up? I have failed you guys. I have actually had a banner, but I'm having technical issues, so I will be hiding behind this IQ for now. But I'm pretty excited for all the fights that's going on this weekend, and I'm gonna give you guys some obscure news about some other fights that's gonna go down.
All right, man. Listen, jam-packed show. Let's just jump into it. So many details to talk about. I guess who wants to go first? Because you know where I'm at with this Wilder and AJ bullshit story. I'm so tired of it.
Am I really hearing this?
I mean, I said it last show. I mean, Wilder's a bum. Why is Eddie still trying to offer him this fight? Move on. He hasn't fought anybody. Don't give him someone significant to fight. He's saying now, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, or if you have any actual quotes, Ron or Mike.
Yeah, I got a couple quotes.
Exactly.
So pretty much Eddie Hearn went on the Sky Sports Boxing, the toe-to-toe, and he mentioned some purse agreement changes now. He mentioned that he says that he thinks the fees should go down now because Joshua is going to fight Povetkin, and if he wins, his value will increase significantly. And I don't believe that Wilder will be in the fight that would increase his value. The argument that he should get more money when Joshua's profile continues to rise doesn't make sense. But the good news for them, the offer's still on the table. So that's one of the quotes that he said.
So as far as the offer being on the table, I think that we know where Deontay stands with this. So I'm not really, again, I'm reporting because we have to. That's it. We have to because someone else is going to tell our listeners that, Eddie is still offering the same deal and Deontay is still saying no to the same deal. But luckily for you, today, Deontay did an interview with PBC's own Jordan Hardy, the fiance or wife of Caleb Plant, who's actually going to be in a title eliminator, or actually, no, a full title fight with the IBF champion Jose Ustategui. But let me go here to Wilder's opinion of the contract needing a signature.
Joe recently posted a photo of himself hanging around, waiting for a signature from you. Have you received a contract to sign, and what's your response to that post?
He's waiting around. Well, he's just going to be waiting around for a very long time. I'm so sick of this situation, you know what I mean? I'm at peace right now. We don't have no contract, nothing to be signed. If they serious about it, then we'll see. Because as of now, everything has changed. That flat fee offer that they offered me, it's off the table. It's a wrap with that. I've done everything to make this fight possible. The world sees it. One thing that they've done is allowed the fans to see who's the real heavyweight champion of the world, and that's Deontay Wilder. And
so he says that flat fee is off the table. He's not accepting it. They've moved on. And in his world, it is now a 50-50 fight. He's back at 50-50. So, thoughts, gentlemen?
I always thought that it was truly a 50-50 fight because I believe Richard Schaefer did an interview back in the day, and he was like, Joshua and Wilder need each other because there's no other fighter in the United States that Joshua can do a legitimate pay-per-view with. So I just think that Wilder's fed up, and he wants a split, not a flat fee.
I think they're just going to have to just meet somewhere close to the middle. Obviously, everyone's going to say that Anthony Joshua is the bigger draw. He's done the bigger numbers in his home country, and most people consider him the A side. So if they can get closer to maybe like a 40-60 that I think most people think, or even some sort of percentage split that benefits Wilder And that's pretty much what it is. Also, another quote that was also in the Sky Sports that Eddie Hearn mentioned, that he said that he will be sending them this week a new contract with a new date, and Josh is going to sign the contract. So he claims that it's going to be even more black and white. And that's also in the Sky Sports.
Yeah, in that interview, I watched it, and my issue with that interview is this, right? He's like, oh, it's going to entice him to see Anthony Joshua's signature. It means more. It doesn't mean anything if you're not happy with the split.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I think, like I said, I mentioned a long time ago, Larry Holmes was the champion. He let the contender come out after him. He went to a 50-50 split to a guy who never won a title and came off beating Ken Norton, who Larry Holmes came out as the challenger, as the contender second after Ken Norton. And in this case, they need to come down in the middle and just agree. And Eddie Hearns and AJ needs to just realize that Deontay Wilder is not going to accept that anymore, seeing the fact that they're going to prolong the fight even more.
I'm in the boat with Ness, man. I'm getting kind of tired of this whole paperwork, sign this ain't here, this ain't there. Now you're trying to throw in Dillian Whyte. I mean, are they trying to kill the day? Is this really going to happen or not happen in April? How much further are we going to delay this fight? At this point, everybody's frustrated. You know what I mean? So are we going to have this fight in April? Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a date for April. And like Eddie Hearn said, if Wilder doesn't sign a contract, they're fighting Dillian Whyte. Now, I just want someone to call in and say, man, Ness, for all the shit we give you, you're really Nostradamus. I mean, 3 shows ago, I said it was going to be the winner of Joseph Parker, Dillian Whyte. We all know Dillian Whyte has a more aggressive style, so they're banking on him winning, plus the amateur rivalry, the history there. It's very simple to make another $20 million. I mean, I don't think we need to spend much more time because there's tons of topics.
I agree. I mean, we can just move on. It's just going to be the same thing until they
just fight already.
Yeah, it's just a big old circle going round and round, so we should move on.
Now you sound like you're talking with us. But before we move on, at least let's give the final audio clips.
When can fans expect to see you back in the ring?
The fans can expect to see me back in the ring very soon. We're working on something. We got a great thing going, and we're finna show the world that I am definitely the true heavyweight champion of the world. America has a great champion in Deontay Wilder. Once I unify the division, everybody can have a chance because the heavyweight division is just too small to have so many champions. So it's a must, it's a need to have one champion, one face, one name. And that's me.
Well, Deontay, thanks for your time, and we look forward to your return in the ring. On July 20th.
Thoughts, man. No return date. And really he didn't insinuate anything sexy either.
I don't. Who are you talking about, Eddie?
No, he's talking about Wilder, a next fight.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. We don't know. I mean, Brazil is the one that's supposedly in line.
I mean, I'm just ready to see him back in the ring, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been since February or March.
I think you know what? This is, and again, I don't know if this is Eddie Hearn's genius, but this whole thing has kept them both relevant, regardless of the fact that what Soon said and all the frustration, they still been in the media. So if this is some type of tactic, hey, what the hell? You guys have stayed very relevant, and the fights that you guys are taking on now, and I mean you guys, I mean Wilder and AJ, they're taking on fights, and people are going to be tuning in, and people are staying relevant. So,
that's a great point, Doom, because they ain't fought in 2 or 3 months, and their names is on everybody's lips in the boxing world. So at the end of the day, whatever Eddie's doing, he's doing it right, and whatever Wilder's doing, he's doing it right too.
I don't know, man. I like the activity of Dillian Whyte. When did he fight Lucas Brown? Is he in the ring in a quicker turnaround than Wilder? You know what I mean? These guys need to move on, man. Dillian Whyte is moving on. That's for sure.
So they want to fight Dillian Whyte. Eddie wants to fight Dillian Whyte again.
Of course.
That would be, that would make for a good fight, I guess. In England, they'd fill up they fill up the whole seat, all the seats.
Yeah,
but are we trying to fight Americans, Eddie Hearn? You know what I mean? You're trying to make your American debut, and you're postponing it so much.
I feel like we should just like put pressure on the promoters now and just leave the fighters like as is, because obviously UK, US, we can have the rival, whatever it is, but we need to just unite and just say this is bullshit as a team and just put pressure on Eddie Hearn.
You can't put pressure on the promoter, because even though this is what the promoter ultimately wants, the fighter is the boss. He's the franchise. He decides. Oscar didn't want Canelo to fight Laura. Canelo wanted to fight Laura. It's very simple. But let's move on, right? Because we got some action. And, I'm actually happy he's back. I know in the beginning, it's always like that. That's why I'm a boxing fan. In the beginning, it's like, oh, my God, fucking Pacquiao. He's like done, whatever, flip him over, stick a fork in him. But it's like, all right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see, was Jeff Horn the roughhouse tactics too much for older Pacquiao? Does Lucas Matthysse have enough? Because I still think the skill of Pacquiao might be too much for Matthysse. What do you guys think?
I really am in the same boat again, because Lucas Matthysse, he's shown, wrinkles in his game. He's a tough fighter, hard puncher, but we can't forget who Manny Pacquiao is, right? Fast. I think he's going to be too fast. And even at the late age that he is now, I still think that he's too damn fast. I mean, in his prime, he was ultra fast. If he's just regular fast now, it's still going to be too much for Lucas, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, if you look at, even though many people, saw the Manny Pacquiao fight, Jeff Horn thought otherwise, and Manny Pacquiao won. You have to look at Lucas Matthysse in his last fight, and many people question if that was even like a legitimate knockdown. And seeing just how like you liked, how Vladimir looked against AJ, the old guy who was very motivated. There's a different type of Pacquiao that many people may have seen, that he's actually excited and working really hard. Opposed, many people thought he was taking Jeff Horn lightly. So it's a different approach, I would also say, into this fight.
And check this out, right? If you go ahead and you look at Lucas Matthysse and the fighters that he's faced that are speedy fighters that have fast hands, he's lost to all of them. Zab Judah, L. You got Devin Alexander, L. So he's going to have a lot of problems with this speed, man.
And as boxing fans, we do this all the time. We say, oh, man, Pacquiao's fighting. I don't want to see that. And then the week of, 2 days out, we get all excited and ready to see Pacquiao fight. And I am one of those guys. I am so thrilled that Pacquiao, he's fighting Lucas Matthysse, which he wasn't very impressive in his last fight against Karam, but he did get a knockout. And they're fighting over in Malaysia. I'm excited to see the crowd and see how their energy is when the fight time comes, because I know Pacquiao is a global star more than he is necessarily a U.S. star.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if many people know, they had this controversial picture where they had the super WBA champion on the belt, which many people were confused. I don't know if the WBA made a mistake or they actually stripped or Keith Thurman vacated the belt, but there's a lot of controversy on the belt itself that they will be holding in the pictures.
Yeah, it seems to be a super champion, which is supposed to be Keith one-time Thurman. So I am interested to see what is going to come out in the media in the days to come. Is stripped.
We all know that the WBA is kind of like Oprah. You get a belt, you get a belt, you get a belt, you get a belt. So I mean,
right.
I mean,
they're bums.
It wouldn't surprise me if they came up with like a interim super champion, because Keith haven't defended his belt in about a year. So never know what's gonna happen with the WBA, but they do have some explaining to do.
They're always fucking up. They ruined the AJ fight allegedly, right? and now they're getting involved in this. Allegedly, they consolidated the WBA belt with Triple G and Jacobs. Meanwhile, there's more, versions of that title. It's just, really sad that they can't keep it together at least for one calendar year. But really quick from our super chat, I want to thank Buami, obviously. This is yesterday's. We didn't see that, but he said the winner gets AJ at Wembley next. Duck Part 2. Then today, Javier Dudley says, I'm donating this so that Mike can get a new mic. 3 laughing out loud with the crying tears emoji. Kaz coming in on a super chat. Thanks again, Kaz and Javier. You guys are definitely regulars. What is the precedent for a flat fee in a heavyweight unification bout? Hashtag they never wanted to fight. And Jack Kilbiz says, you can't expect Wilder to sign a contract now for $15 million for a fight in April that will be a lot bigger by then. But when it happens, Wilder will need the extra money to pay for his hospital bills. Laughing out loud with the tears emoji. Thank you, gentlemen, for your super chats and your, obviously conversations. Wow, T Street Controversy says, let's debate. Call in, player. Call in. Let's
put your
T Street.
Put your area code in the box so we can know it's you.
Paid for that comment. Oh, he want. Oh, hold on, because I'm always fucking ready. I'm ready. Where is?
Go ahead and play your soundbite, man. Play that soundbite.
I'm trying to go to it, but I'm not.
Come
ready.
on. Oh, baby, you supposed to be on deck. God damn it, you supposed to be on deck. He calling you out.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke. Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
I'm here, bro. I mean, I highly doubt that he wants to debate me, right? Because he has to be on the Wilder side of things. I mean, he can't be seeing something else. If so, Robbie's gotten to him. Robbie's
been brainwashed.
Robbie's contaminated the poor guy. All right, so what do we got? All right, so we need to make some picks here. We're all going Pacquiao? That was quick.
Well, I got the notebook ready right now. I'm gonna go ahead and.
You need a notebook for this one?
I mean, I'm gonna take some of the callers. The callers haven't been getting. They serving the crow.
Okay.
I want to see who picks Manny, who picks Lucas. And you guys get real passionate about your picks, so I want to serve this crow.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
All right. So we'll start off with the panel on this one. All right. Hey, we're gonna start with the guy that has the IQ. Hey, Ron.
It's unanimous, man. There's no one here is picking Lucas Matthysse, man.
No one.
No one. Mike.
Well, he might now because once he hears that no one's picking the guy, he always feels sorry for the guy and picks the guy.
Well, Norris.
I know Pacquiao hasn't gotten a knockout in about 9 years, but I got Pacquiao via stoppage.
Ooh, stoppage. All right. Yeah, man.
I mean, you know what? Victor Postal did stop him, but look, Victor Postal proved to be very durable versus Josh Taylor. So, maybe he was tougher than we think. Can Pacquiao stop Lucas?
Don't think I'm not gonna go through this chat. I see the picks.
I don't ever pick. Like, we're not making money off this, so I don't ever pick like exact anyway. So I'm just going Pacquiao for the win.
All right, Pac. All right, so the whole panel's on the Pac-Man side.
Yeah, because if we were betting dough, then I gotta say fucking knockout and all that bullshit. But I ain't getting no points and we ain't getting no money, so whatever.
Mike called the. Now I want to get it. Mike, what round is this stoppage gonna happen?
I got him going out probably 10th or 11th.
Right.
Matthysse is pretty tough.
I'll make sure I give you extra crow. Okay.
So everybody got that. All right. So let's get to the undercard briefly. We got somebody I never heard of. His name is Jack Tapora. I'm pretty sure Fighter IQ knows him, right? Because you got the high IQ when it comes to all these little fighters.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to do a little research. A lot of these undercards are going to be title fights in the smaller weight division. Let's see. I do know that there is one unique fight though that puzzled me. There's a guy who's 1-0 who's actually competing for the WBA light flyweight title. 1-0. So
I'm assuming he's good.
I guess I looked at his opponent. His opponent was like 8-9, so it wasn't like some crazy guy with a crazy resumes.
Ben Lewis is fighting, or is it Carlos that has the because it says junior flyweight title WBA. So which one is 1-0?
So Ben Liu is 1-0, and they're fighting for a WBA light flyweight. I'm not familiar. I haven't seen any footage of this guy, but
who the fuck is Ben Liu?
I know.
Apparently, if he wins, I guess wouldn't he beat Lomachenko's theory or whatever, the fastest to get a title?
I mean, not really. This is a regular title. That's why it's in fucking quotes.
All right. Well, then it doesn't matter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Anyway, who's Ben Liu? Anyway, you know what? I made a mistake. I was reading these undercards because I thought Teofimo Lopez was on the undercard. Where is he?
That was on ESPN.
All right, so if you're gonna watch these undercards, you got to get in very early so you can watch George Cambroso Jr. He's a Australian lightweight. He's been sparring with Pacquiao and other people. He comes over to the U.S. You know, we got an Australian correspondent by the name of Mickey Caparelli who's been keeping an eye on him. So just want to say George Cambroso Jr. will be fighting. So if you want to throw an eye and say, hey, TBV taught me something, hey, TBV taught you something. All right, so
before the Pacquiao fight, the Regis Prograis is fighting on ESPN. They're trying to like build that up to like be a undercard that leads into the Pacquiao fight. So Regis is fighting on ESPN. I think it tips off like around 6:30, and Teofimo Lopez is on that undercard.
Yes, Regis will be fighting Juan Jose Velasquez or Velasco in a 12-round junior welterweight fight where he defends his secondary version of the title because the real champ is Jose Ramirez that isn't entering the WBS and didn't defend it a couple of days ago due to his opponent dehydrating. So yeah, picks, gentlemen, on the main event for ESPN.
I'm gonna go with Regis, man. The dude seems really good. He knocked out Ndongo quicker than Terrence Crawford did. He's 20 wins, 18 KOs. I mean, I just can't really see anyone challenging him unless he's one of the champions.
Yeah, this is like one of those fights for the WBSS to enter, sort of like Chris Eubank had when he fought Arthur. What is his last name? I can't get his last name, but kind of like that Arthur Abram. He fought him, and then the winner went to the tournament. So that's kind of what they're doing. And I got Regis stopping or the guy. He probably stopped him in like the 9th or 10th round. So Regis by stoppage.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Mr. Prograis because this is obviously meant to be a showcase fight. So for my casuals or my guys that are just tuning in, what does it mean? It means that once he became Jose Ramirez's mandatory challenger to the full WBC title, Bob Arum got involved and quickly became friends with Lou DiBella. Hence, now you see Regis Prograis on ESPN. So what do? They're like, hey, look, we know you're supposed to fight for the belt, but what if we build it up? What if we give your guy one fight, an easy fight in his hometown on ESPN just to raise his profile? But in the same time, giving their guy one fight, easy fight in his hometown to raise his profile. Now, Regis is going into the tournament, so he's really shot himself in the foot because there's going to be no way now that he faces Ramirez. And with Ramirez getting this, kind of
you can't really say that he shot himself in the foot because he's making more money per fight, and also there'll be two belts in that tournament. Now, if Hooker goes in, then there'll be 3 belts. So he has the potential to get 2 to 3 belts in that tournament and make more money.
Maurice Hooker already announced that he's not going in. He's actually going to defend his title against Alex Cecito.
And FYI, Alex Cecito is a top-ranked fighter. And let's not forget, on a side note, Maurice Hooker was arrested over the past few days for a DUI, which was pretty bad from what I read. I think he crashed into a few cars. So he's probably going to, Get at least 30 days jail time and some shit.
It's been a lot of stuff happening with these young fighters lately, right?
Oh, you want to come back? This guy's been dying to talk about Shakur's arrest for like a week now.
I mean, it's already old. What I'm just getting to is that, a lot of these young fighters, some mistakes are, everybody's case is different, I guess, I don't know what a DUI or DWI Hooker got.
You might as well throw Victor Ortiz in there while you at it.
Yeah, he violated probation. What did he violate for?
I have no idea, but I know he violated. They were
violated, and they have an arrest warrant out for his ass. Like, yo, how are you?
He didn't
how are you guys millionaires doing this ridiculousness?
Yeah, and it's bad if he messes. Like if they arrest him and he gets some crazy court case, that could actually affect his potential fight with Brandon Rios, because I know a lot of people have been talking about that's happening. So he's just shooting himself in the foot if he can't get that fight because of this.
Yo, let me ever become a thousandaire. You'll never even get a jaywalking ticket.
What? Ah, man.
I'm trying to spend my thousands. These guys trying to go to jail and let their millions sit. I mean, look, when you got millions, I guess it's okay to let it sit if you collect an interest, but
there's a lot of good things that fighters are doing, and they're not getting enough media attention. I guess, when there's something that's wrong, the magnifying glass is going to be over these young stars. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, the other day I was on IG and Apollo the Kid, he's out there, giving clothes back.
You gotta be more.
Yeah, so people are doing good things.
Casuals though, you gotta let the Apollo the Kid. Like, I know who that is. Does Mike know who the fuck Apollo the Kid is?
Absolutely not.
Look at that, and he's a host. Apollo the Kid's real name is. So, Doomy, you're gonna introduce the guy and then not say his name?
Well, while he's doing that, shout out to Swift Jared Hurd. He had like a little camp, and he had camp where he gave back to the kids, and he had like little exercises for them that he did, and he also signed autographs for the kids. So shout out to Swift Jared Hurd.
So, Doomy, you had a brain fart?
Googling right now.
No, I'm not even. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, you're not even Googling it. You're just gonna start.
I thought you were gonna say his name.
Absolutely not. I'm keeping you under the fucking gun. You're gonna start telling a story and then have no details. Let's go.
I mean, you could follow him on Instagram, Apollo the Kid. Jamal. His name's Jamal, right?
Jamal? No, I know his last name is Thompson.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Get it together over there, buddy. Ron, what's his name?
Man, I didn't bring it up. I'm gonna have to Google. I know Apollo the Creed. I know Creed 2's coming out. That's gonna be a good movie, right?
He was in the Bucksino tournament, man. It's like John Thompson or something. You guys suck, man. What's up with that?
Hey, they zoned out. That was Doomy's chance to shine.
Man, how do we suck? Because he said Apollo a Kid, and nobody has a damn idea who the hell that is. Y'all are like he Apollo Creed or somebody.
No,
he's good. He's good, bro.
He was on Bucksino tournament, bro.
John Thompson.
He was a sleeper too, bro. He wasn't even meant to win that shit, and he fought Liam Smith for the title.
Oh wait, is that the guy that fought Willie Monroe?
Yeah, he fought Monroe too.
Okay, all right.
Smith too.
Yeah, I didn't know the Apollo.
He got a weak chin, but he's from North, and he was out there giving out what? What was he giving out? Tell the story now.
Clothes. He was visiting rough areas, where the homeless are, basically out there living on the streets, and he went out there with a younger kid. I don't know if it was his son or somebody in his family or whatnot, but he took a younger kid with him, and was basically mentoring him at the same time how it is to give back to the community, and he had bags of clothes, different things for them, and he was approaching different people. So it's something good that these fighters are also doing that don't get enough magnifying glass.
Usually doesn't get reported on, but this guy's been out of the ring since his last fight versus Russell Lamar, and he got the win at least. But in November, it would be a year that he's out the ring. He's 29. He goes by the alias of Apollo Kid. 18-3, with 6 KOs. Notable fights: Willie Monroe Jr., Liam Smith. Liam Smith actually knocked him out, where Willie Monroe Jr. did not. Frank Galarza also knocked him out. New York City guy. He's actually going to be in action, Frank Galarza versus someone too, in a couple of weeks.
I think Liam TKO'd him.
Yeah, Liam TKO'd him.
TKO'd him, man.
Yep. I watched that fight. It was on BN Sports. The most notable win he had was this guy who I cannot pronounce. He was a Freddie Roach fighter. He was Ukrainian, and he was actually the favorite to win the tournament, and he lost to Thompson. But I mean, he's never gone to do anything after that. Like, he lost again after that. Actually, I mean, he piled up a bunch of wins versus people I really don't know, but then he just recently lost. So go figure, right? This guy's name, Jeffrey, will be on the job because he's from the Ukraine. Jeffrey, are you awake there, buddy?
Stanislav Skarkad.
There you go. So you got to be like a super hardcore, or else you could be like ignorant Ness for maybe 10 years ago or maybe 2 years ago and say, damn, John Thompson's a bum. All he's done is loss. So let's get back on.
Or you can be like Mike and say, why the hell are we talking about Apollo the Kid for like 15 minutes?
Because Dooley decided to bring him up and not have no fucking factual information. But let's talk about someone we should spend more than 15 minutes on, who's a young prospect. He's talking the talk. He's walking the walk. And he's really, I mean, this is the type of energy that I like as a fighter. Tell people what you're going to do, who you are, and let the talent speak as well as your mouth. Don't just let the talent speak like some of these other weirdos. But let's go to the tape.
What's up, everybody? It's Teofimo Lopez. Stay tuned. Watch my fight Saturday night. I'm fighting William Silva. And what I'm going to do is what Felix Verdejo couldn't do. Let's get it. It's the takeover.
Hashtag the takeover. He's been using that. And listen, this is somebody who's openly on social media letting those other guys out there who think they could spar like the Devin Haney's of the world, letting them know, doggy, don't let me drop the tape. You feel me? Saying that he's put hands on all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this clip, we know that William Silva handled Verdejo. You know what I'm saying? Verdejo never looked as good as he was supposed to be or as good as advertised. That's just the machine that is top rank. Luckily for Teofimo Lopez, the young Honduran American is with top rank. He was a Floridian and relocated to Las Vegas to get that work. Family guy, always posting that he's with his family. He's all business, bro. Works hard, talks greasy, and fights exciting. And then finishes it off always with a full semi tuck after the win.
He might hit you with the Fortnite dance too.
With a backflip, with your knees tucked nice and whatever.
He from Brooklyn originally. Yeah. He from Brooklyn.
Oh, well, from Brooklyn moved to Florida. He was living in Florida and training in Florida.
Brooklyn to Florida.
Yeah, like I always like to say, that kid right there passes the eye test. And I know Ness, you'll be like, oh, you can't keep on saying, no, he has like the features and like the movement and the confidence in himself to where you look at him, you're like, okay, he probably can't compete with some of the big dogs down the line. If he just keeps on his progression and stuff, he'll eventually get to like be a world title challenger. And depending on, what kind of dog he got, it's gonna depend on if he becomes champion or not. I see you got something to say to me, so go ahead.
Look at this. Look at him, the box trick.
Baby face though, like this kid, and he's moving fast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just go.
I've been saying he was a good.
William Silva, he was in there with who? Felix Verdejo. He lost to Verdejo, so that's his biggest thing. That's his claim to fame is Verdejo.
And that's his only loss. Like, if you compare it to like how early he's fighting a guy in a 10-round fight, how many wins does he have?
This guy's 26 fights in.
So that is pretty good. Good experience right there. I mean, seeing the fact that he's going to fight someone who has that much, fighting experience. I even think that ESPN put him on that prospect list. I think it was number 2. So Ryan Garcia was actually not on that list, Teofimo Lopez would have been the #1 prospect on ESPN.
That's kind of like when Devin Haney had his last fight when he had like 13 or 14 fights and he was fighting a guy that had like 31 fights. I forget that guy's name. What was that guy's name again?
You talking about Mason Menard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's kind of like what they're doing with Lopez right now, right?
I even think this is a better opponent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think this is a better opponent. And I mean,
I would agree.
Teofimo Lopez.
I mean, I don't know how good this guy is, dude. Like, he's only been in there and lost to Verdejo, and I never thought Verdejo was that good. Verdejo just looked good physically. Like, he looked physically like the fighter. He resembled Tito slightly. Tito endorsed him. He was Puerto Rican, and he was promoted by the machine to this top rank. But like, I mean, you guys are good. I mean, yeah. I mean, look.
He went the distance. So I mean, to be fair, if Teofimo Lopez knocks him out quick and easy,
yes. I mean, it is a barometer fight. Like he said, I'm here to do what Verdejo couldn't do. So he's going for the stoppage because Verdejo got the win by unanimous decision. So he's going for the stoppage. And that's why I wanted to, I mean, you know, look, 9-0, he's not playing any games.
He's TKOing or KOing him.
Look at
Do y'all see how tall he is? He's like 6'1".
Who?
The guy he's fighting, he's 6'1".
Oh,
yeah, go back to it. Yeah, go back to the other guy.
Yeah,
he's 6. Yeah, I'm like, damn.
He's also 31. He about to get hit with this 20-year-old spunk.
That body should be wide open.
My man ain't been doing nothing but working out in Las Vegas, and he's about to destroy. I'm telling you. Listen, look at his resume, though. You know, you usually see people fighting debuters or, you know, people that's like, with three losses or a couple of. Nah, this guy fought all people, you know, wins and losses, you know, and he's been stepping it up. This William Silva resume, right? Because we don't know nothing of William, just that he has numbers on BoxRec. And that doesn't mean much, right? Because he's already been there with his last 2 opponents. They are numbers on BoxRec, you know what I mean? So it's impressive. I wanted to bring him up. Obviously, he seems to be the goods. He's on the fast track, and he has the personality that, given the opportunity that he's receiving, he will capitalize and he will become something.
He's been in there with all the, you know, all the champions basically right now. He's been in there with Lomo, I believe, too, sparring. So he knows how he feels with these champions. And that's where I guess all the confidence is coming from, you know?
Dude, the other day he posted, I'm taking over the division, and yeah, I know Loma's in my way. Like, that's the type of shit I want to hear. I don't want to hear, like, well, my promoter handles my fights. Nah.
And,
tell me to fight. I don't want to hear that shit.
Like I said last week, man, there's a lot of young talent in boxing, so we are in good hands. And you got Haney, you got Shakur, you got him, you got Dubois. I mean, it's a lot of young fighters out there that boxing is going to be in good hands for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, in addition to Teofimo Lopez, he says that he wants to be a champion by 21. So at this rate, if he I guess who makes me wonder who he's going to fight after this to get that opportunity if he says he wants to fight for a championship at 21.
I mean, well, his birthday is, November 5th.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Scorpio. Scorpios are good peoples. Damn, so he's trying to get a title shot this year. All right, well, let's go. I was about to move on. But let's see. Damn, he's 100 in the world, dude. Like, you really got to dig deep. He's going to have to jump. Let's see who got these belts then.
You think Bob Arum will push him that fast?
I mean, I bet you Teofimo, if he keeps looking good, because it is early, and I don't think Beltran is a bum at all. I've seen Beltran shock and stop people that he shouldn't have. But if Teofimo's all he says he is, he should be able to handle Beltran. Isn't that the same way? And he got a belt.
Yeah, but Bob Arum's been talking about saying that after
he's also he said I know what you said. He said Lomachenko will either fight Beltran or Pacquiao. Now that's the thing. In Bob like what's best for Bob is for Loma to fight Pacquiao. So it's up to Bob to sweeten the offer for Pacquiao because he's already not willing to fight Crawford. So it's about finding the right weight for Pacquiao and the right check.
I don't think Pacquiao takes any more super tough fights, bro.
Yeah, Loma might not be a super tough fight for him.
No, I think Pacquiao maybe a little bit too big for Loma. But what I wanted to say was, I'm glad that Ray Beltran is like kind of getting a chance to upset the apple cart because I'm a fan of Ray Beltran. I want the guy to get his visa or his green card or whatever and stop putting him on TV and exploring his story like they do every time he's on TV, talking about he's fighting for his green card or whatever, he's fighting for his freedom. Just give the guy the card, man. He's been in the United States for a long period of time, and he should be able to be a citizen.
I don't know if he got it or not.
I mean, dude, they're gonna do what they gotta do to market him. That's a marketing tactic, and at the same time, it's gonna help his case. You know what I mean? Showing that he's a dude that's taxpayer, earning a living. And on
entertaining the people.
Yeah, this new Skype people is crazy, man. This is crazy. I'm telling you. So deal with me here. They update.
So some people are seeing the Pac-Man Loma 50-50.
Well, let me go out to the super chat. We got Andre Diakonu saying a few coins to the new mic for the new guys. Damn you, Eddie! I canceled my room in London for April. Pack by decision. Enjoy the weekend of fights, folks. Shout out to Andre. And Andre, definitely you could check out that cleaning service, B. I am super duper happy with them. Yeah. Let's see. So what do we got next on the docket?
So we got that Lennox Lewis and Klitschko news.
Yeah.
The fantasy fight. Or will it turn into a real fight?
True. Now, for about a week now, right, guys? It's been about a week, at least maybe 10 days, give or take. This news has been circulating. So I know anyone listening to this show, any loyals are like, yo, what the hell? Why am I just hearing that Lennox Lewis and Vitali Klitschko are going to have a rematch? So the real reason is we didn't feel that the news was worthy. There wasn't a reliable enough source. Then the WBC came out and said that they were actually that it was going to be a fight for the WBC. Not belt, but for them as like a charity thing or whatever. I don't know. And then I started to oh, wow, this might be real. But sure enough, today it comes out that this exhibition is off, and I'm a little sad. I'm telling you, I was actually happy. I mean, just the social media attention alone that it received on Instagram, the various posts, I mean, quickly, thousands of likes. It was crazy.
Man. I was excited for it. It was something fun to watch.
I know. The one we never got.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, I was pretty excited for this fight. I actually remembered when they actually fought when I was like 13. It was actually in June 2003. And this is when after Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson and Klitschko fought Larry Donald. Yeah, this was a long time ago. I think Layla Ali and Samuel Peter was on the card and it's an undercard for that fight.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it would have been fun to see them because, like, in exhibition, they would have still went hard because, I've been in the gym with older, like, Monty Barrett still spars, bro, and goes hard. Like, he would fuck me up for sure, and he was fucking up my sparring partner up for sure. So imagine Lennox Lewis, bro. So when I heard it, I was genuinely excited because as a regular fan at home with my fucking hand in my crotch, scratching my balls, I think to myself, man, Lennox and Vitali are old as fuck. I don't want to see that shit. But as this man sitting here behind the mic that's been able to go into various elite level gyms, nah, I would have took this shit. I would have took it with headgear.
Yeah, I mean, so what did it end up? Was it something that was being talked about? Or was it just something that was fake?
So what happened is they were going to do this exhibition. It was a rematch. So for everyone who hasn't actually seen the actual fight, just imagine like an old school AJ Klitschko fight. Like it was literally like that. It was back and forth action. You know, Lennox got hurt. Klitschko was actually getting hit with uppercuts. Like it's strange, but he was getting hit with those crazy uppercuts. And then they had to stop the fight in I think like the 6th round because Klitschko had a lot of blood on his face. But a lot of people, even the judges, had Klitschko ahead if the fight continued going on. But, you know, the cut was really bad. So there was actually a little bit of bad blood in there. And Lennox Lewis actually said, give me his brother, too. I'll get his brother also. So it was a lot of excitement at that time. Remember, that was the time when I actually cursed in front of my mom and my dad was yelling at me because they were hitting so hard. So go on YouTube, look it up. It was a good fight. So a lot of people wanted this fight to happen. And they even promoted it, I think, like an Ocean 11 dream fight in one of the older movies. So it was a big deal back then. So seeing that 13 years later, you know, we wanted to see, you know, if these guys really still have it.
I'm gonna have to go back and see that this weekend, man.
No, please do.
What, you never seen the fight?
And if I did, it's so long ago.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So long ago.
No, and you know what? I shouldn't have even said it with that tone, kind of like insinuating, like, "Oh, you're a bad guy for not." Because you know what? I haven't watched a lot of history fights, but I'm old enough for that fight, so I watched it live. But like shit that I wasn't old enough for, I don't really go back and watch. Ain't nobody.
Hey, that's
I definitely went back and watched it. Vitali and Lennox Lewis fight. So
no, I
watched it.
I was.
I wasn't like doing boxing then, so
no.
I watched it like about a couple months ago or about a year ago.
You know, that's a perfect segue right there, Mike. You weren't into boxing when Lennox Lewis and Vitali Klitschko was around. So you never quite said that what got you into boxing story, unless I'm just always high.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, as for people who don't know, I'm a paraplegic. I was in a car wreck in 2015. I won't go into details about it because it's kind of gruesome, but I was in a car wreck, and when I was down, like I felt like the bottom of the bottom, like just felt like shit, depressed, and all that. One night I came across a guy fighting, and he had a guy in a wheelchair leading him to the ring, and the guy in the wheelchair was rapping for him or whatever. And that guy goes by the name of Deontay Wilder, and I've been a fan ever since. So he's the guy that got me into boxing, and he's the guy that's been having me watch boxing, watch interviews, watch any little clip of boxing I consume on a daily basis. So there's like nothing that I don't see. And I can thank Deontay Wilder for helping boxing save my life, because I don't know if I was thinking about committing suicide, but I was depressed and I was out. So thanks to him, man. I really do.
Man, can we get some support in the chat? Some likes for Mike? Like, come on.
I don't even want.
I don't.
Man.
Just because that's like exploiting. Like it's so crazy how small the world is, and how things are a coincidence or how things are just meant to be, right? Like, cause for some of the listeners, they're obviously gonna take it like, oh my God, Ness just brought on another Wilder fanboy, right? But like, for me, it's still like, holy shit, look, another dude with a connection to this guy, you know, that brought him to the sport. Because everyone who knows me on this show knows I've always been an advocate for how do we attract new fans. That's why when Doomy mentions Apollo Kid, I'm like, who is Apollo Kid? Teach people. This way they enjoy the sport that we love. If we teach them, they could understand, right? Because for so long, people talk about, oh, boxing's dead. But a few minutes ago, a couple of you guys were saying that we're going to be well off with the new crop of young fighters. You know, that these guys are like the Shakors, the Teofimos. There's a bunch of little guys out there that can become superstars. Earl Spence, you know. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of talent right now. Jamie Munguia is looking sexy to Doomy. Who knows what he ends up being, right?
He is.
Wilder fan doesn't mean that I can be subjective or objective when the time comes. I can separate calling something and having my heart into something too. So I'm not like a fanboy or anything like that. But shout out to Wilder for changing my life.
And the boxing community welcomes you, man. So thank you, man.
Yeah, Mike, we appreciate you opening up like that to us, like that, bro. And you part of the fam now, so.
So we're going to. We did Lennox Lewis. Tyson Fury has a new opponent. There's a little bit of like stuff, with this Tyson Fury thing. I mean, in a way, I want to shame him for fighting Francesco Pianeta, who we're going to just call Pianeta from now on, because that's what he will be. But I'm giving Tyson the benefit of the doubt. I'm feeling very strong about a hunch that Tyson and Deontay are going to fight. I mean, I think today there was some quotes released that Frank Warren says he and Shelly Finkle have been having discussions. So we all know that Tyson Fury said he wanted 3 tune-ups. This is number 2, August 18th, somewhere in the UK. I'm sure when Ron talks, he'll let you know the exacts. And then I'm assuming one more. In the meantime, Wilder hasn't even announced the fight, so maybe Wilder and he could announce their next fights around the same time, maybe finish it up by December, or a big fight in the UK in April. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking talk about it. What happens if Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury announce a 2-fight deal with their fight being in April in a big stadium? Can Tyson compete? I know he's the UK stepchild. He's not adored and loved like AJ, because AJ's playing cookie cutter. He's fitting the mold. Some would say, what's the name of that movie?
Well, which one?
You know what movie? I don't even say it. You know the fucking movie.
I thought he was trying to Jedi mind me right now.
I don't say shit about 10,000 movies out there, dog. What's up? What you talking about?
Hold on. Let's see if we're not in sync. If we're not really meant to be a team like Voltron, then you won't get this. What's the name of the movie that AJ could be playing the character in, and it's a horror film?
AJ horror film.
I don't want to give any more tips.
Get Out.
Horror
film? Fucking Mike.
I mean, you got the little T. The little T.
I'm about to give you my version of fucking Rocky. Says yo Tommy, we're supposed to be like this, bro. Like, yo, you fucking did it, baby. Yeah, fucking Mike is on point.
Shout out to Maurice on the super chat. Salute, fellas. Welcome to the fam, Mike. Hashtag TBV, hashtag Patreon. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. 300 people watching, only 96 up.
I know. What is?
If you love boxing, smash that button right now.
We're like DJs, the amount of times that we have to say hit the like button. It's like, yo, hit the like button. Any ladies in the house, hit the like button. But listen, so what do you guys think about my theory? Can Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder somehow combat? And I don't know what, put it on. Where could they put it? We need a UK Rob for this one, right? Oh, we got Mark. Mark, we're gonna bring you in. Special announcement. Mark, you there? Did he fall asleep? Mark.
Marky Mark
fucking died. Well, that sucks. Cause Ron, would you know a stadium that can be put on?
I don't know.
I mean, the stadium that they're fighting at right now is called Windsor Park, and it's going to be on the Frampton undercard. So I think Windsor Park it's like a soccer stadium that probably holds like 30 to 40,000. But I'm pretty sure that if they come up with a deal that the Wembley or Cardiff will be available because the soccer season will be over.
Let's look in the chat. I know there's some UK people.
Well, I got one here on Skype. We're gonna give him we're gonna give him the taste of Patreon right here. You just got some ringer status, Danny boy. Tell us, what stadium could Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder go to in the UK on the same day as AJ versus Dillian Whyte, April 13th in Wembley?
Old Trafford at Manchester United's ground.
How many seats is that?
It's a lot.
Danny, how many seats is that?
Or 80.
Say that again, sir.
79 or 80. Let me change me.
Oh, that's 79 or 80. All right. And I'm sure that's gonna affect. I wonder how many UK fans would say, I'm going to see the American face Tyson Fury.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or say, I'm going to see AJ face Dillian Whyte, domestic rematch.
Yeah, I mean,
earphones. Say that again. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I've changed my earphones. Yeah, what did you say? I missed that. Sorry, did you ask me another question? I apologize.
Yes, he was saying if that fight was to happen, would the fans rather see AJ versus Whyte or Fury versus Wilder if they were on the same day?
I expect that it'd be Joshua because they're all up Joshua's backside over here, aren't they?
Makes sense.
And Eddie Earn's a much better promoter in UK than Frank Warren is. So he'd be able to promote it better.
So you don't think that Frank Warren would have the ability to promote properly to fill the 79 to 80,000?
I don't think so. No, I mean, he gets terrible audiences for his shows, doesn't it? Nowhere near as big and as popular as Eddie Earn's shows. And they put Eddie Earn's promoted everywhere. They put his face everywhere in this country. And the disrespect that Tyson Fury got, he's only got a few fans. You know what I mean? His hardcore fans are still with him. Majority at country don't like him, do they? Because they think he's a drugs cheat and that he don't do as he's told, and he's not clean cut like Joshua is. It's pathetic, really.
Yeah, and you got to remember it's a rematch too, so there's a big grudge match that would probably get a lot of attention.
But that's my thing, Ron. I would figure, and Danny, we'll get back to you, and thanks for the help. I would figure that people would be less interested in the rematch because they know what they get. And in the Wilder Tyson, it's something new. Plus, it's America versus UK. I just figured right away the UK would back their guy because he's an American going over there. Even the people that don't like him. I mean, look, we all know. Look how bad the UK love their fighters now. You're telling me if Deontay goes over to the fight Fury, people are still going to hate Fury? They're going to side with him regardless.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's still going to affect the numbers slightly, but you got to remember, if Dillian Whyte takes out Parker in a way that AJ couldn't, then that's like an equal assessment to go, well, he was able to get him out. Like, let's see the rematch. Because obviously at that point, I can't really say Dillian Whyte's gotten better based off, some of the opponents he fought until he actually decisively beats Parker. Maybe even if he knocks him out, then it's like, whoa, because a lot of people, like you said, don't like Deontay Wilder. They don't like, Tyson Fury. But if they like AJ and they have interest in Dillian Whyte, I see that doing really well when it's a rematch,
And when would Tyson fight Wilder though, Ness? Because in
my theory, it was to combat him, right? Because his thing is, we're gonna do it our way. Fuck their offer, So it's like, if you're Wilder, how do you gain recognition? Tyson Fury is the only way, but Tyson Fury has his fight versus Francesco Pianeta, and that is,
are you pronouncing it right?
Let's ask.
Yeah, I don't think it's pronounced Piñata.
When you call him Piñata, can't help but laugh.
No, his name is Pianeta, and I said let's just call him Piñata. But
I think it's Pianeta.
Let's see.
Me too. Pianeta.
Let's see.
Francesco Pianeta.
Oh,
and the next twist is Piñata.
No, I said Piñata. I said Piñata because I'm pronouncing it like Italian.
Bro, you just said Piñata, but in a fancy Italian way.
Piñata. Like Piñata.
Well, it
sounds like Italian. Right? Is it not? This is guy not from Italy?
Is he gonna be a Piñata? That's the question.
He will be.
Yeah,
he did fight Vladimir Klitschko
and lost.
And but he did defeat Johan Duhaupas
in 2008. Like,
I'm just saying, man. Damn, get him. Damn,
even
man.
graduate high
Okay,
school.
okay, man. Damn, okay.
Oh shit, he's not even Italian. This dude's German. No, his nationality is German, but guess what? Birthplace is Italy.
So my man has to speak.
Ron over here killing everything I say. Oh,
Sorry,
fuck
Ron,
that.
Yo, don't give him no credit.
2008 though. That's like what?
Oh, so Tyson
I feel you, though.
Kevin Johnson.
Tyson Fury is ranked in the WBC's what, top 10?
Who?
I seen a headline. It was like, oh, WBC.
I think he's like number 7. You said Tyson Fury? I think he's like number 7.
All right, so why is a ranked number 7 fighter facing a 138 ranked fighter?
I'll tell you why.
No,
came back from.
But this is my thing. Though. I guess I can't even go there, and I'm not, because I'm gonna just put myself in a hole. I'm gonna say it anyway, just for like entertainment purposes. I was about to say that, you know, it's like double standards, right? Because like when Danny fought, what's this kid's name from Pittsburgh? This guy's name from Pittsburgh. Come on, help me.
Pittsburgh.
Danny Garcia?
Yes.
Who do you fight from Pittsburgh?
Come on, fellas.
Pittsburgh.
Yo, man, Rod fucking Salka's from Pittsburgh. Get your life right, man.
Man, how could you forget Rod Salka?
I don't know his background story. I just know he got his shorts and he got beat
as
up.
soon as you would have said Salka, like, okay. The guy he got tagged as cherry picker for. Yeah, I would have gave you
Rod Salka. You know, he got shit for that because Rod Salka was like 83 or some shit, or maybe 133.
Hey,
yeah, that's
at least he took him out like the way he was supposed to.
But what I'm saying is Danny got ridiculed for that. I mean, they still don't let him get past it. And Tyson is getting cupcake after cupcake. I'm just saying, let's move on though. It's up to you guys. I'm done with my final thoughts on Tyson and Mr. Pianeta.
Someone has to fight him. In boxing, there's always a lineage. What is that? To beat the man, to become the man, the lineage title. So it's floating out there. And sadly, like Wilder and AJ just don't have that. So if you look at a timeline, it's sitting on Tyson Fury. So someone has to break that curse.
Well, we got a couple of other topics here we can touch on. Obviously, I don't know, Mike.
The Rougarou.
It looks like Mike wanted to double back with some
check out my man Mike's interview with Regis Prograis.
Yeah, that's the only reason that I wanted to double back on it.
Can we plug a link in there in the chat?
Yeah, make sure.
And while we're dropping information that we needed to get out during the live show, I want to remind everybody to head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com/store and cop yourself some TBV gear. Today is free shipping. Use the code BEACH18 because Ness likes to go to the beach. So be like me and get that TBV tank top for the summer, you know, so you can look fresh. Anything else you guys want to note?
No, we can go right to.
We can go with the Charlos.
Yes, the Charlos. I almost forgot about that because I'm following Mike.
No, Billy Joe Saunders mandatory.
Not yet. All right. I'm following Mike's list. So I was almost forgetting my reason for putting Charlo up here is because I stalk all fighters' social media, so you don't have to.
Watching.
On his social media, Jamal posted, I guess, Ron, do you have it posted up already? Or should I get it?
Yeah, I got it. So, Charlo,
like my go-to.
Jamal Charlo posted on his Instagram, so you can go to Future of Boxing. But he posted, Houston, we coming home. Hashtag breaking news for my city. Hashtag Lions only promotions. Hashtag OHB sports. And this is the big one. Hashtag double header. And they tag Toyota Center. So it looks like they're probably going to have both of the Charlos fight.
Yes, because he said we. Keywords, we coming home and double header. I like it.
Yeah, that's big. They're fighting at the Toyota Center where the Rockets play. So that's a good look.
That is. And you know what I seen? I went through all the comments. And unfortunately, no real Chris Browns. But a bunch of like Chris Brown account, like, you know, I don't know, people with like Chris Breezy in their shit, like something Breezy, bunch of them, like it was crazy. But yeah, That was
Now I'm
they
pretty sure if they do a homecoming, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna have Chris Brown bring them out. That's
yeah,
that
I just wanted to end with that because they always post that they're with him and in front of
they've been friends for like too long. So I'm pretty sure if that was to happen, and that situation right there was to happen, Chris Brown would definitely do them a favor like that.
Here is when these promoters need to look to guys like us for ideas, right? Because if a guy like the Charlo is able to pull that off, why stop or think small time with the ring walk? You know what I'm saying? Why not? You already got Al there. He's already doing the fucking tours for Drake. And Drake is happy. You seen on his new album, he mentioned them Al Heyman checks. He'd rather just pay 10%. So he's keeping all that money from all the events. So they sit down with Chris. Chris does maybe a set. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing starts so late and concerts don't. Have Chris maybe do a set at fucking 6, 7 o'clock or some shit like that, or whatever correlating time it is that will work in Houston. I know it's only an hour behind me, but promote him. Whether he's going to sing or not, fucking promote him is what I'm saying. Get those new asses in those seats. Generate ticket sales off that name. Don't be silly. Remember that Mayweather's giving you the blueprint. He did it with Justin Bieber. You just have to follow it. Stop being so stubborn. The blueprint is there. Like, if the blueprint wasn't there because there was holes in it and we had to figure out how to make it work, and Mayweather's blueprint was like, man, he almost got it right, guys. If we could just come up with the right, tweak it a bit. No, it works, bro. It's easy. It works. Talk shit. Train all day and win.
Are you talking about Chris?
Brown? Hello.
Wasn't he? No. The reason I'm saying is that wasn't he in some trouble recently too?
You just love this TMZ stuff.
This guy was in trouble. I didn't even know he was in trouble.
He was in trouble.
Yeah, he was.
What kind of trouble, really?
He got arrested down in Florida, but according to reports, it wasn't what they said it was or whatever. Like the cops tried to set him up or some shit like that. Man, it was a weird story.
My man Chris he be in the limelight sometimes, but in the wrong shade. You understand? So it's like, I guess you gotta pick the right person to walk with you. You know what I mean? You know that ultimately the PR people that are in the corners of these fighters are the ones that are gonna.
Man, fuck all that, Doomy, man. We gotta quit that shit, man.
Well,
we gotta quit that shit, bro.
So let's do the conspiracies then. Who are they gonna fight then? If we look at,
that's a good question.
All the potential.
They're getting fluffies. Jarrett Hurd is injured, and that's Jamel's big fight, so he's not gonna get anything. Who could he possibly fight?
You're getting the guppies.
You're not gonna as Jamel. He's not gonna allow his big fight to be ruined. What is out there for Jamel?
So what is he gonna fight? What kind of ranking?
It's a hometown fight, guys. What you think it's gonna be? It's a hometown fight. Earl Spence fought a hometown fight.
I mean, it was his mandatory. Technically, he was trying to get a better fight, but couldn't.
Now listen, if you wanna play fucking Miss Cleo, all right. Islandri Loras called them out. He's willing, and now that Hurd is hurt, Laura, I'm sure, would fight Charlo for a belt.
Hey, what if it's your favorite fighter, Kell Brook?
Possibly, because we have to report that Kell Brook recently signed up to VADA after feeling the social media steam and WBC reporting that he did not sign up, so they had took him out the rankings. Recently signed up, posted a picture on Instagram, and said he was sending those forms in. Did he send them in? I do not know, but a man that went that far, I would give him the benefit of the doubt as to say that he and his team submitted those forms. And if that is so, again, I just want to, really just, man, I'm just not fast enough with these sound bites.
What about a Lubin rematch? I mean,
ooh, damn.
I don't think Lubin's ready, and Lubin just got with Kevin Cunningham. I doubt that he's been the manager trainer of Devin Alexander since the beginning of his career. There's no way that he's going to get a new hot prospect in Lubin and then allow him to get in a rematch that he can't handle at the moment without having at least 1 or 2 fights with that guy. Camps, meaning.
The fuck's going on here?
Why would we do that? We would ridicule him. I would. Because think about it. What's Lubin had? 2 gimmies that were off TV to come right back to Charlo's hometown?
Nah, not
for
happening.
a rematch?
Not happening.
Holy shit. Talk about Lions only. They're serving him to the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's a good build up. You know, maybe the money's right. Nah, I'm not. I know. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's off TV, so there's no buildup. It's not like anyone's seen him rebuild.
Yeah, you need another fight. He's only had 1 fight, right? After that.
I think he had 1 fight.
Just 1 fight. Now you gotta come back with another 3-4 fights. You know, some other guys within the rankings before you go back up to Charlo. And like I said, he dared to be great. You know what I mean? The kid's a good fighter, good pop on his punches. But you know, in this game, you're working in a game that it's inches, man, and you want to do the right thing.
What about Jamal? Who would fight Jamal?
Well, let me see all right. So let's wrap it up before we wrap up Jamal, because I got it pulled up. I mean, there's a possibility, I guess, that they've already done it with Austin Trout, so we got to throw it out there, Julian Williams. Maybe they give the brothers are eating, they're sharing the food. It's really Lions only. Fucking sharing food. Because now they're going to not only fight Trout together, they've also fight Julian Williams. I don't know, in this world, right? Because he is available.
Vanes is out there shouting for a fight with Canelo. I mean,
yeah, but Jamel already beat Vanes, so that won't work.
I mean, there's Spike O'Sullivan, David Lemieux.
Golden Boy's going to hold them, you know, and they're already announcing him on the undercard of the Canelo Triple G.
What if they do the unthinkable?
What's that?
And give Erickson Lubin a rematch because he got knocked out in the first round, which everybody thinks he got.
Was your headphones off? Because we just discussed 30 minutes of Erickson Lubin and how there's no way he would get the rematch.
Why?
Because he had 2 off-air TV fights, 2 off-air. Okay, so there is no buildup of his alleged comeback that you're thinking the public knows about. And then he's going to the hometown of the guy that he got his ass kicked by. It's a serving. It's really Lions only.
Ass kicking is a strong word. He got caught by a shot.
He was on the floor dancing. What do you mean?
He was trying to get up though. He got caught by 1 shot.
I mean, look.
Come on, man. It ain't like he went 12 rounds and then like got his ass beat. He got caught by 1 shot.
No, but in the fashion, just hear it out. In the fashion that he was finished, man, ain't nobody.
Listen, I didn't even mention this. The Kevin Cunningham factor. He just joined forces with Kevin Cunningham. What legit elite trainer is gonna get you for? He hasn't even had a fucking fight yet.
He needs more. He needs more fights. He only had 1 fight.
No, but he didn't even have a fight with Kevin. They just announced the merger. So all of a sudden, all right, I'm gonna sign with Kevin. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna train with Kevin and go straight into the biggest fight of my life again.
Yeah, no,
come on, bro. They got to work together.
I feel like the cousin that nobody likes because you guys are all shitting on my ideas.
I mean, where's Rob? I mean,
yo, just have tough skin, man. Just have tough skin, and it'll be all good.
Look, in a perfect world, bro, you know, Lubin comes back, beats the Charlo, and you
guys are giving Lubin hella.
And like, to be honest,
that would be dope.
I was really high on Lubin because I mean, I don't know. I think Mike Tyson was backing him, and like that fight between Charlo, they did like all the publicity for Lubin. So I was high on Lubin, but Charlo, I would never go against you again, my brother. You showed me wrong too many times.
I was gonna say Nathan Gallimore, but fucking Julian Williams knocked him out, right?
Julian Williams.
Yeah,
he didn't
Oh,
knock him out. They went 12.
Yeah, he was a little slick talker too. That would have been a good build up. What about this number 14, the Ukrainian dude? I mean, nah, he's not big enough, and it's a tough fight, I'm sure.
I mean, but then Charlo will be looked at as like a cherry picker, you know. It has to be someone decent, but
I don't know who they're gonna get. Let's move on to his brother then, Jamal. Who can
I mean, who does Jamal fight? Because if he fights somebody tough, he's going to risk his number one contender status.
They're both getting showcases. That was my initial assessment. I told them they're getting showcased. Then Doomy said no, and I said, all right, let's play fantasy. Let's be.
Hey, Ness, why do you have to say that name? That dude's actually a silver Olympian at the London Games.
Who?
Yeah, I know, but he's not known enough. The Ukrainian. It's like Kenyan. I can't even pronounce it. Please, you try.
You said number 14?
Yeah, number 14.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else then, because I'm looking at a Brazilian.
No, it's a Ukrainian or a Kazakhstanian.
I don't know.
I need Jeffrey to pronounce that shit, bro.
What? Damn, you would have to even. You can't even pronounce it.
No, I cannot pronounce it.
What's the name?
It starts with a K. But anyway, let's go to Jamal. Obviously, Canelo and Triple G tied up. Danny Jacobs tied up with Derevchenko. Billy Joe Saunders tied up with Demetrius Andrade, which will give you more details. Ryota Toyota Marotta tied up with Top Rank, never being allowed to fight anybody of note. Martin Murray. Would they bring Martin Murray from? Nah, Martin Murray's always had visa issues. He could never get to the U.S. No, don't say nah, Doomy, because guess what? Martin Murray won some fake-ass silver WBC title in the UK when he beat Roberto Garcia a couple of days ago. So, yes, maybe the WBC says, yo, just fight this dude in between time as like another eliminator to wait for.
Where do we have an idea of what day or maybe a time frame or when this fight would happen?
He said official date coming soon.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like
he was in the comments. He said
so they must have a fighter in mind already.
Chris Eubank?
Exactly, but let me tell you. We didn't go down. No, Chris Eubank, I heard that he's like being negotiated with someone else though, right?
Maybe DeGale, because DeGale is...
Yes, DeGale. I seen rumors of DeGale, but you know what's a good name for motherfucking Charlo? Common opponent. Just signed to Al Heyman, even though it's not good for him. I guess it is good for him because it puts him in position for another title shot, but it's not good for him because it's like, yo, you fighting Charlo and you don't have that type of power. But I'm speaking of none other than El Cubano, or I should say Afro. Afro Cubano, El Mongoose, Willie Monroe Jr., who's a 160-pounder, faced Triple G. Actually didn't do that well now in retrospect when we think about everyone else Triple G has beaten up. And just signed Al Heyman and got out of his banner promotion and Star Boxing co-promoted deal. So he's free agent, sign a Heyman. Let's do business. I bet you I could fight. And he ain't afraid.
I'm not sure that he wants to fight Charlo because they'll be coming off that Billy Joe Saunders loss, right?
Yeah, but Charlo and Saunders, two different styles. Saunders,
I know, but back-to-back losses though, man. And with a guy like Charlo that hits that hard, I don't see Willie Monroe. I mean, I
like it. I like your defense of Monroe. I mean,
I think the fight will play off like this right here. Charlo loses a respect for his power and just starts to walk him down. That's why I see the fight playing out. But go ahead, Ness. I'm sorry.
No, I like the way you're thinking because I'm usually the guy with the soft heart saying that Al won't, shit on his fighters. And I wouldn't want Al to offer this fight to Willie. And maybe he does because Al's infamous, and by Al I mean Al Heyman, he's infamous for offering his fighters 3 fights. So maybe Jamal is on the list for Willie Monroe, and it's really up to him to decide if he's going to take the tough one. But the tough route leads to a very lucrative route.
Exactly.
Jamal Charlo, and now you are the mandatory for the winner of Canelo and Triple G. So they have to face you or vacate their belt. And let me tell you something, Doomy. Triple G and Canelo are more likely to vacate their belt if Jamal Charlo's on the other end of that motherfucking mandatory. But if Willie Monroe is there, I mean, Triple G faced them already. If Willie Monroe is there and Canelo wins, he's like, well, hey, Triple G beat you already. They'll go for it. They'll do it.
I mean, yeah, he stands to be in a great position, and that's the name of the game, right? He dared to be great. His last fight was in March. I mean, before then it was almost a year he hadn't fought, and he lost to Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, he's lost a couple of times TKO. I'm just trying to get a gauge on how he does with power hitters, because if he does face Jamal, he's going to be facing a guy that, these guys, they want to bang out. You know what I mean? And we seen how Willie did up against Gennady. And I'm not too sure about the other guys he's lost to by TKO.
Willie looked so bad in the Billy Joe fight. Matter of fact, Billy Joe looked bad in the Willie Monroe fight.
Yeah, they both. It was not that entertaining.
But mentioning Billy, you want to get to the Billy Joe, or you want to keep talking this?
No.
I was just going to say, I mean, that's a perfect segue, because Billy Joe Saunders didn't look too good in that fight. But the WBO has mandated that Billy Joe and Demetrius Andrade fight, work out like a deal. If not, they're going into purse bid.
Yeah, they had a 10-day purse bid.
Damn, that's exciting. They're making them fucking do this real fast. And let me just interject here and tell you that I was going to be a natural born hater on this episode today. But Billy Joe Saunders, this is why Anthony Joshua just continues to say shit in the media that, is not bad, because it's not that big a deal, but it's like contradictory.
Deal with this behind closed doors, because a lot of negotiations can go on over social media and YouTube channels and stuff.
And that's just not true, because the minute that the WBO ordered that and everyone started to report, Billy Joe Saunders took to his social media to publicly say he will fight Demetrius Andrade, and he will not vacate his title, that he is not going to fight James DeGale like we thought in this big money domestic fight. No, he's not vacating. He's showing that he's got balls like Takashi, letting him hang, Doomy.
I was gonna say, man, shout out to Billy Joe Saunders, bro, because I for sure thought you was gonna vacate, buddy. And you showed me a lot of shit by accepting a fight with Demetrius Andrade, who's not a big payday, not a big name, but he's a dangerous opponent. Billy Joe Saunders, thumbs up to you, brother.
Yeah, man. I've been waiting for Andrade to get a big fight, man. This guy's been in the works. He's from Rhode Island, Cape Verdean. Shout out to all my Cape Verdean people. And I've been excited about him. He was part of Team USA, wasn't he not?
Yo, but don't forget, he's a bit of a snoozer sometimes.
Well, you know what? Some of the, this is what I always refer to as styles make fights, right? You got two guys that are real cautious, and he ended up in that game where you're just kind of being too cautious. Billy Joe looked pretty. He boxed the shit out of Lemieux. He looked like a real boxer.
But I can almost guarantee you the fight between Billy Joe and Andrade, if it happens, it's going to be very, very tactical. Both guys are kind of like counterpunchers, so it's going to be. It's not going to be like one of those action fights that like boxing fans like love, like see blood, sweat, and all that. It's going to be one of those fights where you got to think.
Boring because two boxers.
Yeah, exactly, but it's not boring to me though. I love that kind of shit.
I think Andrade. I think Andrade's going to turn up for this. You got to understand where Andrade's been. He has to really.
Whatever.
He has to make a statement on this one for him to keep getting these shots.
I'm gonna co-sign with Doomy on that, because I feel like they both have a chip on their shoulder slightly. Billy Joe.
All right, but who's Andrade with? Did he also get out of his Banner Promotions contract?
He did.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so
yes, he did.
Sign with.
Hopefully he does the right thing and signs with Eddie.
So he ain't signed with nobody, and now he's going to negotiate a Billy Joe Saunders fight in the UK because he's nobody. He can't bring that fight to the US. There's no way he has money to bring Billy Joe Saunders to the US. And Billy Joe Saunders just turned down a James DeGale fight, who signed Al Heyman and saying that the money wasn't right. So how the fuck is Demetrius Andrade bringing him to the US? He's not. Frank Warren.
Let me ask you this right quick. Let me ask you this right quick. How does a talent like Demetrius Andrade fall so down? Like, I mean, like he's not even like being talked about as like one of the best fighters in the world.
Out of sight, out of mind. If you're not on TV, you're not on TV. And his titles, his notable wins are over Brian Rose. He won a title, and Jack Coolclay. I can't even pronounce Cole Clay's name right.
And
Brian
that,
Rhodes, no one knows who the fuck he is besides hardcores. That's
and that
why.
Clay fight was not that exciting.
And the only thing we want to remember about Demetrius Andrade is that he had a fucking fight with Jermell Charlo that would have put him on the map because Jermell's hot right now, huh? So if he would have been the one to beat Jermell, he would have been hot right now.
Yeah, but they ain't give him that fight.
No, they gave him that fight. He signed the contract. He backed out. He tried to sign with Rock Nation for $500,000 bonus up front, and then Rock Nation ended up pulling that contract from under his feet. He ended up being in litigations. All type of shit happened. He ended up back with Banner and Start Boxing, and that's been a story of his life. He should have just
correct. So he was lying about the reason he didn't sign is because they wouldn't do testing. That's what he said.
Where he said that on his social media?
No, he said it on an interview after he confronted the Charlos back in the day.
I mean, he was also unhappy with the purse they were giving him too.
I'm sure it was purse and not no motherfucking fucking drug testing. Please.
It was a purse.
Now them boys is on steroids because they knocking people out. That's hilarious.
I'm not saying that. Hold on.
I know it ain't true. Listen,
Okay.
Public narrative that you're relaying on the show. I understand. I'm not crazy. That's them other hosts that want to do things like that to get ridiculous arguments. I understand. You just saying what you see on message boards, what you see on your social media, and what is the narrative in the public. I get it. So we covered Jamel and Jamal in their hometown fights. We really didn't come up with who Jamal would fight, but we put a few names out there, and maybe he get Ivani Gravich, give he Kitrov from New York. Even that doesn't make regional sense. These are Ukrainian. He's better suited fighting in New York.
Do you think they'll bring Luis Aries up? Maybe.
Oh God, no. They use them for sparring. That would be unfair. I would. If he thought I gave him shit for the Trout fight, he really ain't gonna like me.
So Kell Brook is out of the picture then?
Kell Brook is not. We mentioned that he is possible because he just showed a picture on social media saying that he signed up to the VADA. So that
and one more monkey wrench real quick. How do we know that it is Al Heyman and them putting on the show? How do we know that it might be Eddie? He might be announcing that next week that he signed the Charlos.
Possibility, but even if it's Eddie, which on a Sky Sports interview with that I spoke about on a couple episodes ago, where I said the CEO, and I was very happy that Eddie hired his friend Frank to become the CEO. So Frank was mentioning there that he's actually fucking moving, or someone is moving. Maybe he's moving to the US, right, and lives in New York now, and also Anthony Lever came to New York, and they hired some new dude to do the media in the UK, and they said that they have been all over the US getting licenses. And he mentioned Texas, and he mentioned Vegas, and he mentioned New York. So it's a possibility because Eddie also mentioned that he offered the Charlos an offer, and the Charlos also mentioned that they were interested. That's all fine and dandy. Daniel Jacobs allegedly is still with Al Heyman and is also with Eddie Hearn. If Eddie can make the zone deal work, let it fucking work. Listen, for me, I would wish it was one app and that it worked. It should be. I would pay $20 if Golden Boy was sending their shit to the zone, Top Rank was sending their shit to the zone, Al Heyman is sending their shit to the zone, and Showtime and HBO and whatever else you could find, BN Sports and Azteca TV and fucking whatever else is out there, bro. Even Sky Sports, give me all that shit. I want it all. I want it all. I do.
One thing that Eddie said that kind of correlates to the story, it was like, why doesn't promoters in the United States let fighters fight in their hometown? Why is a fighter from Florida fighting in New York or Vegas or California? Why is he not fighting in Florida? And this is kind of like what he was talking about right here. Hometown fighters getting hometown fights. So let's see.
And listen, what better way to sell your product than to grab two fighters who he's already said in the media are easy to turn into stars, and he would love to work with them and give a fighter what does a fighter want, Doomy? You fake fighter. What do fighter want?
Yeah, he throws a low blow, right? This is him. He loves you.
Right. All right, so what do fighters want? Show me that I love you by answering correctly.
I mean, yeah, what do fighters want? What do fighters want in what, Ness? Like in life?
Dog.
They want the money, baby. They want the money.
Man. What else?
We want the glory. Chasing
you want
the glory.
a title. You want a title, and you want that hometown fight.
Yeah, of course. That's the dream.
Obviously, the money is there because you get the title. But everybody wants to come back home. Deontay won his belt and had a parade. People love to come home and get that hometown fight. Danny shit the bed because, you know, he ain't from Puerto Rico, so he tried to go home, and it ain't work. But that's credit to Mauricio Herrera. But, you know, so this is a good tactic if it's true, but this is all theoretical, hypothetical. This is TBV just, you know, high as hell on pot.
Yeah, and to add to that, Eddie Hearn stated on the Sky Sports Boxing that he will announce 7 to 8 signings at the DAZN launch next Tuesday. So we'll see.
And the Charlos did say an official announcement coming soon. So how soon is soon? Oh, I will be in New York Wednesday. I'm gonna fucking go to that shit. I'm gonna go.
That's the thing about boxing right there.
Yo, I wonder what AJ gonna say when he see me.
Those kind of announcements get me fucking excited, man. Like Eddie says he had something Tuesday, man. I can't fucking wait to Tuesday now. I'm so fucking. I want to see who he got signed.
Oh no, damn. Yeah, but I mean, I guess
that was already announced.
They could say Gabe. No, I'm just thinking Gabe Rosado, Jamal Charlo, but then it's like, yo, Jamel already fought Gabe, but whatever.
Well, didn't they already announce Arthur, right?
Arthur who?
Better Beef or Beater Beef. I can't even say his name.
Yeah, he's no. I don't think they announced him signing.
Me for that.
But his next fight will be on the zone against Callum Johnson.
His next 3 fights.
Oh, next 3 fight. Okay. So they think he's going to win.
Better Beef has a 3-fight deal. Yes.
Better Beef. Beater Beef.
When he was active. Because he was fighting on Al Heyman shows because him and Yvonne Mitchell used to do business. I used to call him the better beast of the division. But then he was getting knocked down by dudes named Paige that I never fucking even heard of. He went on a UK bum feast. Like, I haven't seen this dude in like 2 years.
Speaking of these things.
So hold on, Domi.
Whoa.
So TBV family. Do not trust Ness eye test right there. He told you. He told you right there. Do not trust his eye test. Go ahead, Domi.
No, my eye test, you know what my eye test says me? Red flag. Red flag. When you're in a showcase and your showcase knocks you down, red flag. And ever since then, I'm going to keep my eyes open. That's why I'm like, yo, listen, I'm sold on Crawford now, but when Gamboa, 126-pound Gamboa, the best he's ever been at, come on my ass. Come on my ass. He's a midget with short arms. He might as well be a little fucking T-Rex, okay?
But he got disposed of though, Ness. Come on, man. He got disposed of.
Don't let's not do Gamboa.
But he hurt Crawford. So like for a time, I was like,
shit happens sometimes. Shit happens.
Listen to me, Mike. Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when he hurt Crawford, it took me a while to like be sold on Crawford because I had to see like, yo, is he chinny or was it just he got caught? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Gamboa, you knew he was chinny. He went down like 7 times in his career. The best he's ever been was at 126, bro.
Should have stayed.
And I think his biggest win is Orlando Salido, which is a good win. Damn good win. It still stands strong till this day because Salido's still fucking hurting dudes, you know? Fresh BX using my words. Ness is fickle. No, I ain't fickle. I'm fickle for the argument, though. Yeah, I'll rip apart somebody's resume today and build it up tomorrow. That's what the fuck I do.
All right, well, let's talk about this guy, Luis Ortiz is facing.
Woo! Actually, no rules, Han Cojanu, right? Is Razvan Cojanu?
Razvan Cojanu.
I know him, bro. I even got his cell and everything. I used to interview him. He was on the show a couple times when he was in the Boxino tournament.
Now, let me see something. He lost to Joseph Parker by unanimous decision, so he went to 12.
No, but he was also Joseph Parker's sparring partner. Come on, man.
True.
Like, yo, people know people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, remember you and I were in a gym and a sparring partner of a more popular fighter got the best of the popular fighter, and you know, the popular fighter hit him in the head and shit outside the ring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Told his ass, like, yo, this is only sparring. Like, that shit don't happen in a real fight. So it's like, yo, you can't get excited with sparring, and neither should Razvan Cojanu, you know. But I mean, look, he's chinny, bro. I don't know. I gotta go back and check because
I mean, he hasn't been.
I watched him live. He was actually here. He trains in Cali, and he fought in the East because he was on NBC Sports. So I don't know, man.
He's only been knocked out by one guy.
Not gonna beat Luis Ortiz at all. I just don't know if I can't find his box rec because this dude's name is like.
I mean, like, I got him up, and he hasn't really lost to anybody by KO. Only one guy put him down, and
but Joseph Parker ain't got no power. That's only you who thinks that shit.
He also lost his debut. Also,
his debut.
Yeah, it's a bad start.
Joseph Parker ain't got no power.
And listen, and this guy also has.
Like, he did just say that.
Yeah, I did say that. He also has like weight issues. Not like being overweight, just like being in shape.
Oh, fight shape.
You know, being in good shape. You know.
What was he looking like? What is he weighing in? What was his weight in his last fight?
Look, he got KO'd by Donovan Dennis. Now
that's the guy I'm telling you. Yeah.
Go watch the highlight reel of Big Baby making Donovan Dennis' head look like the thing that hangs on the crib when babies are asleep and they just tap it. That's yo, his head. He was killing poor Donovan Dennis in that corner, man. Big Baby destroyed. And listen, and Donovan Dennis is a cruiserweight, not a heavyweight, all right? And he beat Raj Cojanu by knockout. If Luis Ortiz doesn't fucking knock this dude out, it's still going to be okay, only because I watched that interview today about Luis and in Spanish, and he was just like, yo, that he didn't watch the Wilder fight till 3 months, that he's been in depression. You see what I'm saying? Like, we are brutal, me included. So hopefully whatever fighters I've offended, you've listened to the show thus far to hear my public apology. But dude, 3 months he's been in depression. He says he wants to bite Deontay Wilder's ear off like Holyfield. Holyfield, dude.
And one thing we gotta understand, like these fighters have been like undefeated for so long, and once you get your first loss, it kind of messes with your psyche. So we don't know how you necessarily are going to bounce back. And I know this is not the UFC, but Francis Ngannou just fought Derek Lewis, and he had got beaten real bad his last fight, and his psyche was totally off. I mean, totally off. So we never know how a fighter is going to come back after a.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I was waiting for that.
I'm just trying to do like a correlation, man. That's all.
I understand though, Mike. I know Ngannou.
How the fuck are you correlating anything with boxing guys by name two weirdos we never heard of?
You never heard of them. You never heard of them. You never heard of them. In the chat.
Mike.
Go ahead.
All right. Sorry. I am a boxing fan, right? So if I never heard of him, how is your analogy reaching me? I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I never heard of these UFC guys you're naming. So now you want a casual boxing fan to correlate two names that have nothing to do with boxing. Just saying. It's harder. It's very hard.
I understand that.
Very hard.
So
we're like ABCs for these casuals. I'm telling you, because we're losing them to MMA. Just saying. We really are. Some of them anyway. No.
I don't think we're losing.
Fighter IQ. He's like, he dubs as an MMA guy. I seen your IG.
I know all about it, but you know the whole point. Hey, I'm just sitting here back because I remember we were talking about when fighters lose, they lose their psyche. You remember on that show? But everyone was coming at us like, like, oh no, mentally it doesn't affect. You know, when a fighter loses, it doesn't matter. Yada yada.
Hell yeah, it matters, man. It matters, man. It matters. It's just how you react to the loss. You know what I mean? You could take a time off. You know, guys that have been undefeated for a while, they've had that psyche, like Mike said, that of being unstoppable. And when you take that loss and you get put down like the way he did, it does take a toll. But champions bounce back from it. Take some time off. You lick your wounds and
I mean, like
keep going.
But he's never been a champion though.
But
you mean Ortiz? Mike?
I mean, look,
yes, Ortiz never been a
I see
champion.
how he bounces back. You know what I mean?
He'll do this.
This is a good opponent. This is a good opponent. It's better than Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks was flirted. People don't know Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks' biggest notable loss was Andy Ruiz. And for Doomy and Mike, they say like, oh, Ness is wilding with the Joseph Parker thing, but like it's like, yo, he didn't knock out Andy Ruiz. He didn't knock out Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua. Like, he didn't knock out Huey Fury. Like, I mean, that's a lot of not people that you didn't knock out, and you're in the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? Big Baby is stopping Gerald Washington just like Deontay did. You know what I mean? You gotta stop people. Like AJ stopped Eric Molina the way that Deontay did. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta stop these people. You're a heavyweight. Like, that's why we tune in, because you're supposed to stop people. That's why we forgive you for not throwing many punches, because when you do, you're supposed to stop people or at least knock them down. Nobody want to see a 12-round heavyweight fucking fight. That's why Fury isn't as popular as he should be, because that fight with him and Vladimir was cheeks, and I mean ass cheeks.
Yeah, you got to be entertaining, bro. You got to be entertaining. I mean, he made up his entertainment on the other lead up to the fight and maybe even after the fight, but in the ring, it was damn near a fucking snooze fest. You got to see some of the scales, but nonetheless, I think a lot of us
either or. I mean, I think King Kong will be fine. Like, I think we're thinking so deep into it. I think there's a reason why he's fighting this guy. I mean, he was supposed to fight Dillian Whyte, and that fight never happened. And we had these eliminators that circled all around. I think he just got the bad end of the stick, sadly. And this is a good opportunity for him to kind of gain his confidence. He's a good opponent. There's no one special from what I've seen.
Ron, I don't even think that the Dillian Whyte fight was ever a real thing. I think it was like a WBC favor. And if Dillian Whyte would have bid on it, they would have mandated it, because how do you get thrown in a WBC eliminated with Dillian Whyte? Dillian Whyte decides to not take it, go the WBO route, fight Joseph Parker, and Ortiz ends up fighting Razvan Cojanu?
I think this is a good fight, though, right? He just went through fucking.
I'm not saying that.
Fight
I'm just saying, that BC shit was probably like a flea flicker they threw out there. Not even a Hail Mary, to use the right analogy. I think that, because why isn't he in an eliminator with someone else then? Ortiz, right? Like, okay, Dillian Whyte doesn't want it. Go to the next one, which is Brazil. Brazil versus Ortiz. Simple. But it's not happening, which means, was it just Mauricio saying, look, you had a tough fight. Let's see if we could get Dillian Whyte. Let's see if we could get, because how does this shit work? You tell me, Ron. You're like the IQ, right? You tell me, how does this work? How are you mentioned in an eliminator with the what? Number one?
Apparently, they have this book that have all these rules, but we've already seen Sean Porter go through many eliminations to the point where, I've never seen two mandatories ever from the top of my head. And I'm scaling, and they do kind of what they want. They got rules they write to the point where they can kind of bend them.
Yeah, they have a loophole in each one of the rules. It's fucking crazy. That's what I'm saying. That there's just no real governing over these things.
That's what is needed. A complete body that does internationally cover boxing. But that will never happen. You know what? Let's get out to these callers.
Hold on, we got one more quick thing. Terrence Crawford is back fighting in Omaha on October 13th, according to Michael Benson on Twitter.
Omaha.
And add a little small thing right before the callers too. Chocolatito is targeting to have a return on the undercard of Canelo and Triple G. So supposedly the pound for pound at one point is now making his so-called return. Not my pound for pound, but don't look at me. Don't look at me. I didn't say my pound.
Mike, so who is Benson sourcing? Because Benson doesn't report. He's just like on top of shit and telling you the quotes and then saying via XYZ. So who is saying that Crawford is actually fighting? He usually has it like in brackets on a tweet. Oh, that's my boy. So, all right. In the meantime, I'll get out to the phone lines and then we can get to these callers. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Hopefully I can add you. I don't know. This new Skype is totally weird.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to our boomerang. In New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man get a cup and put some.
Actually, he's not available. We're going out to Anthony in Cincinnati.
Yo, what up? What up? Y'all hear me?
What's up?
Shit, man, not much. Just getting off my little surgery today.
How was that knee surgery, buddy?
Went pretty good. It was just microfracture surgery. Had some torn cartilage in there. Training for Border Wars last year, so I had to get that fixed before I get back to it. But went all right. But yeah, first let me I didn't get to talk to the new co-host yet. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome, Ryan.
What's up, man? Hopefully you're healing.
Yeah, I'm all right. Shouts out to you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in.
I think I just hung up on him.
I was finna say I can't hear shit.
I have no clue how to merge. I'm getting all these Skype calls and there's not the old ability to fucking merge. This is bullshit. It's like aggravating right now. Rafi, you're live.
Yes, you're speaking to me, yeah?
I am speaking to you.
Okay, cool. Ness, why doesn't Wilder sign the contract, win the fight?
He don't want that fight no more.
Man, we ain't taking no kind of flat fees no more, bro. That shit gone.
We got like 20 topics.
Nah, he could talk about whatever he wants. You got 3 minutes, but this is why. You said why doesn't Wilder want? Here you go.
Nah, baby, you don't see no fear in my.
That's the wrong soundbite. Here it is.
Joe recently posted a photo of himself hanging around, waiting for a signature from you. Have you received a contract to sign? And what's your response to that post?
He's waiting around. Well, he's just going to be waiting around for a very long time. I'm so sick of this situation. You know what I mean? I'm at peace right now. We don't have no contract, nothing to be signed. If they serious about it, then we'll see. Because as of now, everything has changed. That flat fee offer that they offered me, it's off the table. It's a wrap with that. I've done everything to make this fight possible. The world sees it. One thing that they've done is allowed the fans to see who's the real heavyweight champion of the world, and that's Deontay Wilder. And
there you go.
The quickest route to Wilder being champ, undisputed, is sign the contract, fight the fight. He thinks he can win. He's undisputed.
But Rafi,
the world is his.
Rafi,
he owns the world. Yeah.
Wilder's a bum. He hasn't fought anybody. Why do you guys keep giving him an opportunity at becoming undisputed? This guy hasn't fought anybody. Let him go earn his shot.
What he just needs to sign the contract, man. It's very simple. Sign the contract.
But that's what I'm
If it is
saying.
good,
Look, now this guy is saying he's not signing the $15 million. He doesn't want that offer anymore. He said it's 50-50 or nothing.
well, it's going to be nothing then.
Yeah,
It's
so
obvious.
that's what I'm saying. So you guys, AJ, Eddie, the fans, you guys need to stop saying, hey, tell Wilder to sign. Wilder should fight. You guys should just stop mentioning it because he's raising his profile. He's almost at 1 million on Instagram now. He's raising his profile. We got to stop talking about him because he doesn't want the fight. He doesn't want the fight.
Well, if he doesn't want the fight, he doesn't want the fight. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he stops mentioning AJ's name and he can carry on fighting for, 1.2 million,
Yeah.
So he can get back to normal.
Yeah, that's what says it's looking like what's going to happen. He's not.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Anyway, nice talking to you guys.
All right, Ralphie, thanks for
calling. All right, man. Take care.
We're going out to Anthony. We got you, brother. Listen, what we figured out today is that this new version of Skype doesn't allow us to merge just yet. I'll do some research and learn it, but you're live. Go for it.
Okay, you got me now?
We got you.
Oh man, I went deep, boy. I got real deep on it. I ain't even hear it. I'm like, dang. But I was back up now. I was just saying, great to have the new co-host on. What's up? And Ryan, you said I heard at one show you said you lived in Ohio at one point, right?
Yeah, I used to live in Toledo.
Oh, okay, yeah, shit. Shouts out to that. Ohio against the world. You know what time it is.
Oh, of course, man.
Yeah, Mike, man, that was hell of a story, bro. That was hell of a story. It's deep.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
But it just goes to show power of sports, man. It brings everybody together. Just one of those things. I mean, you became a fan of Wilder just because something that was deep. Even me, I became a bigger boxing fan just because I stumbled across Camp Life, TBV Camp Life. So it was before I really started listening to TBV, and I became an even bigger fan of fighters I didn't really know about, like One Time Thurman. Like people, fighters like that need channels like this because he all of a sudden became a down to earth person, like a relatable person, and I'm a fan of him simply because of the boxing voice. That's the only reason. Not because of anything else, just because I learned who he was. The power of sports, it make you a big fan. It brings a lot of us together. Sometimes it pushes us apart, but sometimes it brings us together. So, that's what it is. But yeah, y'all touched on everything. This is my favorite kind of show. I ain't even got to pick up no news. I ain't got to read nothing. Everything I want to know is right here. I can just listen to it. The biggest one was that Andrade and Joe Saunders. If that fight happens, I'm thrilled. I don't know if it's gonna be boring. Right? It might be boring, but that's my kind of fight. I mean, you see the technique, both of them skills. So that's something I really want to see. Who was it? Ortiz. So that's the dude he fighting. It was that dude that Parker fought when Little Fury dropped out. Is that who that was? His sparring partner.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Man, we'll see. I mean, it's a filler. I got the perfect opponent for Jamel on the homecoming. I can't think of nobody for Jamal, but I got the perfect person for Jamel. Tony Harrison. He just fought. He should be available in however long. I think he would have fought in like May. Yeah, he fought in May, so he should be available whenever.
Yeah, he fought Ishe Smith and came out with a win.
Yeah, so throw him in there. I don't know if he would take it, but shit, throw him in there. He won a title shot, let him have that. So everything. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right, Anthony. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Stefan. Talk to me.
How you doing, Ness? How's it going?
All good, brother. All good.
I heard you mention about the Deontay Fury fight. I think that would be a bad choice for him. I don't think he's going to make any money off that fight. Pointless, really. And he clearly doesn't want to fight because he wants 50-50 now. So it's quite sad, really. I really wanted to see the fight. They wanted the fight. I don't know why he doesn't want to fight now.
Bro, he's a bum, man. He doesn't deserve that fight. He hasn't done shit.
Well, Anthony wants him because he wants the belt. The only reason he wants to fight him is because we want the other belt. That's all.
Anthony doesn't want him. Anthony wants Povetkin.
Listen, they're gonna send that contract signed. They're gonna showboat it. What's gonna happen next?
Well, he said he doesn't want the flat fee anymore. That's over.
Come on, 50-50.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's delusional. So you guys got to move on. We got to stop mentioning Wilder. We're only growing his profile. Somebody check his Instagram. Did he make it to 1 million already because of these guys?
But what I don't get is, why don't you ever say anything bad about Wilder?
I am saying it. I'm saying we need to move on. I'm saying we should not be promoting. We're raising his profile by talking about a guy that doesn't want to fight. You said it. He lost his pen.
Wilder current Instagram following is 930,000.
Look at that.
He has gone up.
Look at that. It was 600,000 when this all started.
You see, well, he's done something good for himself, that's for sure.
Before the fucking Luis Ortiz fight, I swear that shit had to be like 400 and something, maybe 560 something.
Oh, Luis Ortiz, that's 48 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. He said in an interview today he's 39. But, you know, I know you're going to believe what you want.
Okay.
I know. AJ's the best.
He is, man. He is. I'm glad you not know that now.
No, I knew it. The minute he sent the contract and Deontay didn't sign it, I fucking said, that's it. AJ's king.
Hey, Ness. Has Anthony Joshua ever been ranked in the WBC before?
Well, no. You know, he does Okada.
No, I mean before he was actually champion. Wasn't he ranked number 2 at some point?
You kid, not Yukata. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. UCAD, I don't know.
Just saying.
I don't fucking know, dude. He was number 2. I don't know, but
he was ranked at WBC at one point. So if he really wanted the belt,
he took that Charles Martin route, though. He took that Martin route.
Yeah, of course he did. But come on, how many fights did he have before he took the Charles Martin fight? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Let's listen.
My thing is this. Yeah.
Listen.
You not defend Wilder.
What? We just said we don't want to talk about him. It's you guys that keep bringing him up.
Can we not look at his record on the people that he's fought?
He's fought nobody. He's fought nobody. This is why he doesn't. This is why he doesn't deserve this fight.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. I mean, it is, but we have to move on.
I was looking at his record the other day. There's quite a few cruiserweights on there. It's unbelievable.
Tell me about it, Arthur Spielka.
Listen, you got to look at his earlier fights, mate.
Oh man,
some of these guys he beat up. They used to be Lennox Lewis's sparring partners.
Oh wow! So they had experience.
Yeah, experience and old as well.
Okay.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Ness. Have a good one.
You too, Steph, take it easy out there in the UK, man. Thanks for staying up late with us.
Yeah, you're a motherfucking Ness, boy. You're a motherfucking Ness.
We're going out to some alumni, man. We got all the way in Cali.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers? Shout out to all the hardcores out there. Shout out, what up, all my panelists, but special shout out to Mike. Great story, amen. That was a great interview with Regis Prograis, brother. Good job. Yo.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Mike just got a killer delay. He's still getting to know the car over there.
Yo, put me down for Pac-Man. I'm one of those guys who felt he beat Horn, and I believe it's going to be a stoppage, 8-round stoppage of Matthysse. Matthysse does have a good chance of clipping Pacquiao. One of the beautiful shots that I've seen Matthysse has when he knocked Danny Garcia's mouthpiece out and it skipped over the ropes. But so he does have a shot. But put me down for Pac. Put me down for that kid from Brooklyn. What's his name? Teofimo. Am I pronouncing his name right?
Teofimo.
Yep.
Yeah, put me down for him. and put me down for Regis Prograis. I met that kid in New York at the Thurman Porter fight, and nobody knew who he was. I knew this kid was hot back then, and his handlers, I wanted to take a picture with him, and his handlers was like, oh, he has to go after the weigh-in. And he came back, took a picture with me, real humble kid. I got a chance to chop it up with him, and I hope he puts on a good show for New Orleans. They have no fighters out there, and I hope he does good. I'm happy about. Hey man, who did Andrade sign with?
No one.
Yeah, it's unknown right now.
Eddie.
Well,
Yep.
I hope
Still
that-
up in the air.
I want to see that Billy Joe Saunders fight, man. I hope whoever handling his career right now do not fuck this fight up. But that's a good fight.
Man,
He beat him and puts him
Demetrius
back on the map.
Andrade. When the last time Demetrius Andrade fought, Ron? Check that out, please. Yo, you know he ain't going to fucking.
Wait, he fought on HBO.
He ain't going to UK. He ain't going
Yeah,
to.
he fought that Fox guy.
Yeah.
He better, man. He went over to Russia and fought.
Yeah, you're
was
right.
that
You're
Russia?
right. Yeah, you're right. He did go fight Jack
Yeah.
Oakley.
And that was for nothing. And he didn't even look good that fight. He's better than what he was advertised that fight. So if he don't take this opportunity, he's fucking up his own career. I hope he does, because he's behind his class, from his amateur class that he came up with, and all the guys that he came up with from his class. He's behind them all behind bad business. So I hope he takes this fight and put his pride to his side. Hope he gets some good money, but don't get the fucking up to where he doesn't get that fight. Ask for 50-50 and shit like that. That's my call. Shout out to all the listeners. You listening to the voice of the people. There is no equal. Info Joe, and I'm out. Peace.
Appreciate it.
Joe, you're the man. Thank you for calling in. We're going out to. Oh, it looks like our boomeranger is available and ready to go.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody, let's agree that.
Yo, TBV was good, fellas. Was good. Great show tonight. Shout out to all the hosts. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to Ron, Mike, Doomy. It's something about TBV, man, that brings, you know, something out of every man. I mean, we all got a competitive nature. We all got a desire to compete and win, and we watch different sports. I know Ness is not much of a fan of other sports, but one thing about us, man, boxing is just so primal, man, that it just really, it really gives us the ability, like, everybody's got a little Rocky in them, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not from the movie, just from just being a man and being a human being. So I want to just, throw that out there. I really appreciate Mike. Ness been on the show. He's not afraid to share his personal, testimonies, I call him. And Mike, we appreciate you for sharing that one as well.
No problem, brother. No problem.
No doubt. Let me get my picks in. I definitely, I almost don't want to take Pacquiao, because if I do, we got to put him back in the mix somewhere between 140 and 147. I don't want to do that, but I'm not trusting Matthysse, man. I'm not trusting that eye is repaired. I don't think he got hit by nobody that matters, and I think Pacquiao will hit him too many fucking times in that eye, and it's going to end that fight early. Somebody said 8th round. I'm going 9th round stoppage, 10th round at the latest. He's not going to make it. Pacquiao going to keep fucking stinging him in the eye, and he's just, it's not going to hold up. And then it's going to be, whoa, Pacquiao, let's get to fade Matthysse, old Pacquiao, rematch with Jeff Horn somewhere down the line for a WBO international silver fucking belt, right? I don't know, man. Regis Prograis, I'm definitely proud of that guy. I watched so many nights of Showbox when he was just doing 6-round fights, 8-round fights, and he got a couple 10-rounders in there. Definitely glad to see that his career is taking off, and definitely I want to see if his fighting style will allow him to have a long career. Y'all touched on a lot, man. Them Charlos, I like their business sense as fighters. I think they're both very, very good. Man, I thought that definitely I thought they might. What's my man? The yellow nigga down in Texas that can't get right. James from Austin, Texas.
Kirkland.
I see, and I think somebody will pull him out their pocket and try to put him in the match with one of the Charlos just for shits and giggles, you know.
It'll sell.
Theory,
It'll
man.
sell. It'll sell like a mojo. But I don't know if it'll sell as big as Canelo sold with Kirkland, because Canelo is Canelo, right?
Sure. I mean, just on that, just connecting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for Flurry right quick. Just connecting it with that hometown fight. Let's see what happens. Great show. Keep it rocking, fellas. TBV. I'm out.
I mean, thank you for calling in, brother. Let's go out to Ireland. We have Mike. Mike, you there? Excuse me, Mark. Shit.
Hi.
Sorry, brother.
Yo, what's up? I haven't been listening for like the last half hour, so I don't know what was going on. But obviously, like the whole situation with Wilder and the no deal. Well, everybody knows that he was planning Whyte. He's still planning Whyte. When he came out and said Povetkin might be an opportunity other than Wilder, which was like 5 months ago, we all knew that he was pushing for that. We all know that the reason he's even mentioned Wilder is so that he can sell the fight over for the zone in America to get people disliking Anthony. Essentially, he's playing Voldemort in like Harry Potter or some shit. So he's just selling it and selling it and selling it to American people. I'd say he's done a good job in terms of selling it, because people just really like, we all know like there's a big racial divide in America, especially in sports. And that's whatever. But like, I've heard a lot of people say that they're actually rooting for Povetkin, and it's the first time they're supporting a white fighter over a black fighter, which just tells you how well Eddie Hearn has kind of sold that shit. He's really played this, in my mind, just really well, but I'm not happy about it because I want to see Wilder, AJ. How many stars were? So we know that this is just a pure sell, like pure sell. And anyone who's like saying it's conspiracy, why would he even mention Dillian Whyte if he's trying to get Deontay Wilder? It's not for pressure. He's not trying to pressure Deontay into signing a contract. Deontay has businessmen around him. And anybody who understands like the world of business knows that Eddie Hearn is trying to cut down the amount of money on Deontay. But Deontay has businessmen around him. He knows that when this contract is being sold, that there's going to be like more money. And he can go in for more money. There's going to be more money from the zone than there would be from anywhere else. So he can say that he wants 18 million instead of 15. He can go 21 million instead of 15 million, because they know that the whole thing's bigger. Now, this fight's a lot bigger than when 15 million was offered and when 12.5 million was offered. It's a lot bigger. That's all it is. So that's just a simple point of view, and it's just horribly depressing because we're not going to get Wilder until 2020 at the earliest, which breaks my fucking heart. So yeah, I'm out. Good night, guys.
Mark, thank you for calling in all the way in Ireland. Yeah, we're definitely going one caller at a time on Skype due to their update. I'm gonna have to figure that out. We're going out to Suleiman Escala, New York City. ¿Qué pasa, mi hermano?
Hey, how you doing, Ness? How you doing, Ness? Congratulations, you got some new panelists there, man. You know, you should put me on board, man. It'll be a good time. But listen, man, I think other heavyweights are gonna get on the mix, man. They're gonna get on the mix, man. You got Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller's a big dude. He's very talented. They should give him an opportunity. He has his own style of fighting. I would like to see him in there. You know what I'm saying? I think he could wear out Deontay. With all this stuff with Anthony Joshua, if they give him a title fight, that fight will be hot. You know what I'm saying? It'll give Deontay Wilder the exposure he needs. And then after that, if a winner from Povetkin and Anthony Joshua will be available, and they could do a unification after that. But that's a hot. To me, that's the hot fight right now. because and you know, people say that he wore out Deontay Wilder because his legs are very thin, and he could take Deontay Wilder's punch. So you know, we all want to see that because he did that with Gerald Washington. So you know, my picks for this week, I'm just gonna pick one, Lucas Matthysse, the Machina. I feel he's gonna wear out an aged, very busy politician that's trying to portray that he's still a boxer. And
I'm putting you down, Suleiman. You're going on the list.
Yeah, he's gonna win by knockout, man. La Machina, I'm going for La Machina there, man. And then after that, I think you should put him with Terence Crawford next. And he should be elevated to a WBA super welterweight champion, and Keith Thurman should be stripped. He's not doing nothing with that belt. Might as well give it to the winner of Manny Pacquiao and Lucas Matthysse. So listen, man, you have a great show, man. And don't forget me, man. You should get an Arab co-host there, man. Put an Arab co-host in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Take care, buddy.
All right, brother. We're going out to Dominic in Seattle.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, every time I listen to the radio, man. Hold on one second. Every time I listen to the radio, your radio show, I always hear the UK fighting fans, and they always make up some shit like some old YouTube video they watched about Deontay Wilder and AJ. It's like, come on, man. This fight ain't gonna happen for reasons because Eddie Hearn is manipulative. He's trying to get the most money he can out of Anthony Joshua before someone presses that button between his chin, and it's a wrap. I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearn was scared as fuck when he got knocked down. He knew he had the deal he's trying to make with Deontay Wilder is basically like, oh, if AJ gets knocked out by Kazakian, he can still have Deontay Wilder and still get a belt, even if he loses to Kazakian. And it's like a win-win situation. He keeps on putting him in a win-win situation. And if you really think about it, Joseph Parker got the same amount of money that was offered to Deontay Wilder. So they're just trying to make a UK thing because it's in the UK, and D's nuts or Days in, whatever it's called. That shit too. But that's all I had to say. And Pacquiao sucks. Floyd Mayweather finished him off a long time ago.
All right, Dominic in Seattle. He said, he said these nuts or days in instead of the zone.
Got him.
He said days in, yo. The zone, days in. 808-853. 808-853. Who's this? First time caller? Talk to me. 808.
Hello?
Yes, first time caller, my friend.
Yo, what's up, Ness? It's Jacob from Hawaii. What's up?
Jacob, what up?
Aloha.
Oh, how you doing? Who's that?
That's Doomsday.
What up, yo?
Jacob, you got a new phone number?
Yeah, I did.
So talk to us, brother.
I haven't been on it. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. What you been up to?
Well, right now we're talking on a couple of topics. We got the.
I know what, Jacob. If you don't get your ass ready to talk boxing, you gonna be on the outside looking in.
I've actually watched a lot of boxing before, you know. I mean, I haven't watched boxing in a very long time, though.
Jacob, we're going to keep it moving on you, B. You keep tuning in and, you know what I mean, learn a little more about the sport. And then,
man, what the fuck was Doom talking about?
I don't know.
What happened?
We're going out to the 917-379. Talk to me.
Hey, let me just take you off speaker real quick.
Oh, okay, I'm starting.
Hey.
Thank you for saving us.
Yeah, no
Jacob's
problem.
a fucking troll.
I just want to really quickly mention there's a YouTuber that I like some of the stuff he does. I hope you don't mind if I give him a little plug. I think he goes by the name of Boxing Physique, and he's not a vlogger. He doesn't go to do what you guys do. He actually just does side-by-side reviews of like the actual workouts of boxers. And I found the ones he's done on Wilder and Joshua very interesting. I like the way he covered it. And I also like what he did actually with the Pacquiao and Lucas Matthysse one. I haven't checked them out lately, but one of the things you can see, like, you know, he actually shows their training methods and what they're training for. It looks like Matthysse is training almost solely for power, for punching power. And Pacquiao actually looks like he's losing muscle mass and he's training for speed. I'm just mentioning that. I wish, you know, it's funny. Like, I want to say this is a lock. It should be a Pacquiao win. But strangely, it's hard to say that right now, right? Because he doesn't fight that often, and it's hard to really gauge where he is. But based on that analysis that I'm mentioning, he doesn't look like he's fallen that far off of, you know, let's say he's 80% of, you know, top form, proper Pacquiao that we all recall, Hall of Fame Pacquiao. And I think that 80% of that, if he can just move, is enough to beat Matthysse. I don't know about any knockouts. Pacquiao hasn't knocked anyone out in a long time, so I don't know why anyone would call that. If there is a knockout, it's probably more likely on a Matthysse end because he's clearly training just for that. But just check him out sometime if you want, Ness. I think you guys might enjoy the way the guy kind of just looks at the videos of them training and talks about it. You know, he's not really he's not marketing himself. He's just talking about what he observes. And the other thing I want to mention is, like, I guess now the show feels a little flat. You know, when we talk about the Joshua Wilder stuff. And, you know, at this point, I guess all we can conclude is that, you know, one team really out-promoted, out-negotiated, out-strategized the other. And it's comical, right? Like, what kind of world would we be in if, let's say, for example, and I'm going to say something that some folks might not like, if, like, Wilder signed on with Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? Like, people are eating well over there, and Wilder would be too. You know, he'd be fed a steady diet of people he can beat up, and leading up to a big money fight that's lucrative for both himself, Joshua, and Hearn, and whatever else, you know, is going on in the boxing world. I mean, this guy, right now, we're like, who's he going to fight next? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to be competitive? I mean, Joshua's got all the belts tied up. Well, Hearn was able to hatch matches that garner interest left and right. You know, people actually care about Dillian Whyte and whoever he fights. They care about, you know, all these other fighters that really aren't quite as compelling as the two main guys in his division. And at the end of the day, I mean, you know, we wouldn't be asking these questions. We'd be thumping, you know, we'd be interested, excited. There'd be a lot more, I don't know, just general positivity about this versus where we are now, I guess is what I'm getting at. And so I'll leave off there. You know, I'm happy to talk about other things besides that. But the reality is it's what we want, right? That's why it keeps coming up. It's what we want. Period. You know, there's no way to get away from what you want. You still want it, even if you kind of, how do you say, accepted that it's not happening anytime soon. And I'll end my call there.
Great call, KM Star. Great call.
You're absolutely right. It is what we want. And it is also because every time there is a camera or a phone and it's the hot topic, it is the fight that everyone wants. So every reporter is asking, you know, anyone related to this story questions about this story. And we have these new headlines like today. We're talking about it again because now Eddie Hearn is saying Joshua's signature is going to be on the contract and we're going to send it to Wilder. And if he doesn't sign it, we're fighting Dillian Whyte. And we're reporting because Deontay Wilder has said 50-50 or no fight. So, you know, hopefully this is where it ends. That's what it, you know, we need AJ to announce his fight with Povetkin, and then it's going to stop for a while. It'll stop. Right now, both men don't have a fight, so we're going crazy. That's what it is. But yeah, let me see. Did we get to this? Yeah. Oh, we just did that. All right. Boom. So then basically, guys, it is time to go. Early show. About to have dinner, yo. Toomey, you don't want to go for a run?
What you
Let's
eating,
go,
man?
Jay.
Wow, you really want to do this?
Floyd runs at night because he fights at night. I don't know about you.
Let me tell you guys something. Anybody that knows Ness doesn't run at night. He's afraid that the boogeyman's gonna.
Let me tell you something. I don't run at night. You know why I don't run at night? Because the only thing I fight at night. See, if I was Floyd, then I'd run at night because I fight at night. But the only thing I fight at night is the urge to eat sweets.
Yo, ain't that the truth, bro?
Bye.
Man, it's been a month. I've lost about 13 pounds, bro, and I still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go to get that down to that 185, man.
185.
That's the dream. Walk around in it, feel good in it. I don't want to be a soggy 185. Yeah.
When you was here earlier, I was like, damn, man, it would probably be like, I wonder, like, if your girl would make some
meal preps.
Yeah, bro. She need to sell them shits.
Yo, I mean, they're like easy, clean, bro, worthy type and better.
Hey, man. Shout out to Wayne.
Oh, shit. Matter of fact, I gotta stop the music.
Oh yeah, September 15th. September 15th.
I gotta stop the music, guys.
Hold on.
I forgot to
big announcement.
No, I forgot to say the super chat. And I don't want this guy thinking like I don't say super chat.
Yeah, Jack, man, he been waiting for that.
My bad, Jack. I hope you're still listening. If not, you get the extra shout out because it's like, yo, we talking about you right now, and it's just like, yo, Jack, we showing you mad love right now.
Jack Kibbles.
But Jack says, only way Wilder becomes a name without AJ is doing some jail time like Tyson to beat up another hooker, I think. Laughing out loud emoji with the eyes. UK dudes paying to hate. You believe that?
Jack's like, I got to get that below the belt in there.
That's insane. Hey, man. Listen, final thoughts are I'm trying to be the ESPN of boxing, right? Have correspondence in every place and just report on boxing. So that's why this topic comes up so much, as will others. We've already reported on the Derevchenko Jacobs, and as that develops, we'll follow it. Broner gets arrested. We'll be talking about it again. I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And I do ask everyone that can head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice and check out Patreon. I know it is lacking. We're going to get on top of that as we figure things out. We need to figure things out again. But, yeah, this is your preview show.
All right, cool. Ron G from Fighter IQ. You can follow me on Twitter, Fighter IQ Media, as well as Instagram. Also, if you haven't seen the Lennox Lewis and Klitschko fight, please do yourself a favor. If you're also out in the
watch it HD only, please.
Also, if you're out in the Bay Area, I will be going to the Andre Ward's first amateur boxing event. So I'll be out there in Haywood. Yeah, probably try to get some stuff with Andre Ward. So maybe we can get some cool situations. But other than that, I'm picking Manny Pacquiao. People sleep on him just because of the fact that Jeff Horn has won, but I thought he won. So that's it. What about you, Mike?
Well, I'm ready to see the fights this weekend. Really intrigued with the Manny Pacquiao versus Lucas Matthysse. Also, I'm ready to see my guy in action, Regis Prograis. I got an interview with him on the Boxing Voice. You guys go check that out right now after this show. And other than that, man, I'm living, doing good.
Yeah, if I had anything to say about the night, I mean, Wilder and AJ, it's an ongoing saga. That's what I call it. The saga. The saga continues. Eventually, these two guys got to meet each other, and we're gonna stay hearing these names until it happens. It's just the way it started, and it's the way it's gonna end until we find that unified champion. And I took down the names for all of you who picked Matthysse, guys who picked Pacquiao. So I'll be serving the crow, new chef in the kitchen on Sundays. You'll be getting your serving. And we got the okie doke with Lennox and Klitschko. But hey, it was fun while we thought it was going to happen. And
one last question. How shocked would we be if Matthysse wins?
How shocked would we be?
It depends the fashion for me, man. I hope that he wins not like Jeff Horn did.
Yeah, in order for Lucas to get a wow, he'd have to stop Manny. He'd have to have a stoppage or a KO. The dream would be the KO, but I think in this case, speed kills power. And I'm Alexander Linus. Catch me on Facebook, Alexander Linus, and on IG is Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Catch me on Twitter, Alex Linus TPV. And don't forget to check out the Patreon page. I know we're going to be working on it a little more now. We'll just formulate a couple of things, but there's still some good content there that you can go check out. Border Wars being one of the main things that I love to. I find myself constantly going back there and reliving the memories of what we put together for the fans to go ahead and live that life of a boxer. Go ahead and watch us. Go from camp, losing weight, preparation to the face-off to the actual fights. And it was a fun thing to do. We did it a few times. Go check that out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, arrivederci.